December 10th and 11th, the best teams from around the state will meet in the Georgia Dome. They'll call the plays. We'll provide the coverage. The 2010 GHSA Football Championships next on GPB. Live from the Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta, it is day 2 of the Georgia High School Association's Football Championships. A 1A state title on the line this afternoon here under the big top. It'll be Savannah Christian against Clinch County. We say good afternoon to you, and we say happy holidays again to you and yours from all of us here at GPB. We have a holiday heaping of football again for you, a big triple header. And to set the stage here for game 1, let's head upstairs to the gentleman who will call today's game on GPB and GPB.org. WSB Zach Klein and Score Atlanta's Fletcher Proctor. Gentlemen, is all yours. Good afternoon.
Gil, good afternoon to you and happy holidays to you and everyone watching at home. Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor. And Fletcher, something has to give in this game. Savannah Christian coming into this contest allowing just 105 points the entire year, while Clinch County has scored 104 in their last 3 games.
Well, Clinch County has set a school record, 604 points this entire season. That breaks the record that they set their state championship squad in 2002, 553. So they are certainly ready to score some points today.
They can score and score in a hurry, and one reason why, their dual threat quarterback, you see him right there, Trey Dorsey.
Trey Dorsey has 2,600 total yards of offense, 23 touchdowns on the ground. He can also do it with his arm. He's got 37 touchdowns on the season, a dual threat to say the least.
Now, if he is not running the ball, Mr. Anthony McNeil is. Fletcher, 26 touchdowns on the year, 4 a week ago in the semis.
You see right there, he's got over 1,500 yards on the season, and he's looking to get his own championship ring. His father was a member of the 1991 Clinch County squad that went all the way.
Now, just moments ago, we caught up with the head coach, Jim Dickerson, and got his thoughts on today's matchup, what his team specifically does well, both offensively and defensively.
We're going to do what we've done all year long, and offensively, we want to run the football. The only downside is we're going against the awfully tough run defense, so we may have to throw the ball a little more than we're accustomed to doing. Defensively, we're going to line up in a 5, and we're going to pin our ears back and play with a lot of aggression.
Now, as for the Raiders of Savannah Christian, they have been in this building before. They were here, Fletcher, a year ago. A loss in the state championship game. Want to get that bad taste out of their mouths. Offensively, they can get it done. Almost 4,000 yards total on the ground. And when they pound the ball, usually they hand it over to Andrew Moore.
Andrew Moore wears number 6, and you can see him on the season. He's got 14 scores, over 1,300 yards of offense. He plays the fullback or the B-back position. They run an offense very similar to Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech. He charges it up at 4.6 yards per carry.
Defensively, the best in Class 1A football, giving up just 131 yards and 7 points a game. And one of the reasons why, that man, Tanner Birch.
Tanner Birch has 114 tackles in the season, 16 tackles for loss. He's doing it all with a torn labrum. He's been playing with it all season long. He's delaying the surgery till after the season is over, and he's truly the definition of putting team first.
They get their motivation and their firepower from their head coach, Donald Chumley. We caught up with him earlier in the week and got his thoughts on what his team does well heading in to today's game.
Well, offensively, we're an option team. That's what we do. We're not going to change that. We probably couldn't if we wanted to. We run the triple option, and we try to mix up the way we block it sometimes. But our offense is set up around trying to take what the defense gives us. And, it all starts with our fullback, and from there the quarterback makes the right reads and hopefully gets it in the right man's hands. It's what we do and it's what we're going to do. Defensively, we're very multiple on defense. We implement a lot of movement on defense. We try to create doubt in the offensive line and who their blocking assignments are. And we're very aggressive. We try to make more plays in the backfield, and we live and die with trying to keep teams off balance, and we try to be physical.
And talking to Coach Chumley before the game, Fletcher, he told me this game will be won by 2 things: controlling the line of scrimmage and having no turnovers. Now, the line of scrimmage important, and the man in the trenches for us today, Mr. John Nelson. John, happy holidays and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Zach, to you and Fletcher. Let's talk about one of the bigger obstacles these 10 teams face this entire weekend, playing on this stuff right here. Savannah Christian stayed local. They found some turf fields there. They're good to go. Clinch County, an interesting story. They beat Eagles Landing Christian in round 3. On the drive up, Eagles Landing Christian said, tell you what, yesterday, meaning Friday, come up, we'll host you for a meal, and we'll find a neighbor's place, Strong Rock Christian, that's got turf. You can practice there, get adjusted to the turf, and be ready to go. Guys, nothing like a little Southern hospitality to get ready for a title game, huh?
It should be a lot of fun, John. Thank you very much. Looking forward to catching up with you throughout this first game of 3 right here on GPB. For Fletcher, I'm Zach. Right now, let's head back down to the field and once again check in with our Gil Tyree. Gil?
All right, gentlemen, thank you. The table has been set for what should be a great afternoon of football here on GPB and GPB.org. Kickoff is straight ahead. You stay tuned.
Georgia High School Association State Football Championships, made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. By the Georgia Student Finance Commission. GAcollege411.org can help you plan, apply, and pay for college. And by viewers like you. Thank you. The GHSA would like to thank State Farm, Verizon Wireless, and Wilson for their support of GHSA athletic activities.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As leaders in our communities, Georgia's locally owned and operated electric membership corporations are proud to sponsor the Georgia High School Association and to help our student athletes become the leaders of tomorrow. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
GPB would like to thank the following corporations for their generous donation of hospitality suites for this weekend's GHSA Championship Games.
Time.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
There they are, the Raiders of Savannah Christian. And if you're looking at those guys going, I thought they were wearing red. Well, they were in warm-ups, right now wearing black, taking on the Panthers of Clinch County. They are dressed in the all-white jerseys today. Again, the 14-0 Panthers against the 13-1 Raiders. What a way to kick things off here on a trio of games this Saturday on GPB. Should be a lot of fun. Again, Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor. Savannah Christian, the 13-1 Raiders, will get the ball first. Back deep for Savannah Christian, number 1, Nardo Govan, and Jalen Myrick, number 5. They will be moving left to right under television set this afternoon. The helmets are in the air. The referee's about to signal play, and here we go.
Great crowd here, Zach. This is going to be a great game.
Kick to near side to Nardo Govan at his own 3. Gets a block. Cuts it near the 15, finally brought down, and they'll have it 1st and 10. James Landrum with the tackle. And here comes out the Raiders offense. Solid offensive line. And there is Harrison Curry, the senior. 5'10", 195 pounds, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Hasn't thrown that often, but he's completing 55% of his passes. And there's a good look at behind number Andrew Moore, number 6. Again, he will carry the load. 1,313 yards on the season. 1st and 10 Raiders to begin this 1A state championship game. Moore gets the hand up, hit immediately by Kenneth White, number 5. They call him G. I was talking to Coach earlier in the week, Jim Dickerson. We'll get to that in a second. Here's the lineup. Abshire, Garland, Hosley, Womble, and Gay up front. There's Govan to receive the opening kick. Austin Moore, Taylor Ivy, and Kenny Katzman on the wing. Katzman, great speed. Definitely wants to extend the field for the Raiders.
By the way, Zach, the center Hosey, a valedictorian candidate at his high school.
Yeah, close to 4.0 GPA. They keep it up the middle. Maybe gains 2. Defensively for Savannah, or Clinch County rather, they are tough. Kenneth White, the man who made the first tackle of the game. Ernest Taylor, Landrum, Hosley, and Bennett, a strong defensive end. The linebacking crew, 4-year starters, Trey Richardson and Zach Thomas for the squad. Elbrick, Kelsaw, Tiller, Grant, and Magby, the cornerbacks. Magby having a terrific season back there. Leads the team in interceptions with 8. 3rd and 7 for the Raiders on this opening possession of the 1A state championship game. Nothing fancy, but I think they will be plenty short. Moore, as White comes up with a stop.
Yeah, they give it to the up back, trying to just break through the hole, seeing if they can find anything. And that Georgia Tech defense that they run out there, the triple option, just comes up a few yards short. They'll have to punt it away.
And talking to Coach Chumley before the game, Fletcher, he says we need to control the line of scrimmage. We mentioned that in the open. They need to pick up first downs if you want to do that and control the clock. A quick 3 and out for the Raiders. And they'll boot it away. Mac Miller does the punting along with the kicking duties for Savannah Christian. Back deep for Clinch County, Damian Magby. A spiral low kick. Bounces at the 49-yard line. It takes a Savannah Christian bounce. And the guys will rule it down about the 34-yard line. So a pretty good punt. And now we'll see Clinch County go to work on offense.
Our 2 heroes coming out here. You've got Trey Dorsey, the quarterback, 1,200 yards passing, 1,400 yards rushing. He's going to lead this offense with his feet. You see his numbers right there. He's got 37 total touchdowns on the season.
Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, and Middle Tennessee interested in his services. And they'll run it 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Defense did a great job. Forcing a 3 now. Let's see what the Panthers can do on offense. And Dorsey operating from the gun. And the first flag is thrown.
I think they're going to say a little bit of movement on the offensive line if they're trying to start right. Check the flag.
Good ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Probably consider that a little early nerves here in the Georgia Dome, Fletcher.
The jitters. They do have 4 state titles to their credit, going for their 5th. They have not been here, though, since 2004 when they won or actually shared the title back then. And you just have the feeling that maybe shake that off. You're the #1 team in the state. You've got the jitters out. And now you're ready to play.
So they push him back 5, 1st and 15 from the 28-yard line. Anthony McNeil off to Dorsey's right. In motion is Grant. They fake it to him. Dorsey calls his own number. Nowhere to go. Eric Wickham, the middle linebacker, was #1 on his team in tackles with 119 with the first stop of the game.
Looks like the same play, Zach.
There's a big uglies up front. Deshaun Andrews, Stalvey, Bobby Pittman, Kadarius Cleveland, and Derek Touchton. Those are the big guys up front. There's McNeil. We talked about him along with Grant. Magby received the punt. Fred Tiller and Kellen Wyndham on the wing in the tight end slot. 2nd and 16 as they lose 1. 9:20 to go here in the opening quarter. Dorsey again lining up in the gun. McNeil switches over to his right-hand side. 3 wide receivers top of your screen. Fred Tiller, the lone setback on the bottom, will get a 2nd penalty in as many plays.
Interesting what the call is. Looks like they're going to march it off against Clinch. Delay a game was the call. It's so interesting because they don't have it like the NFL. They don't have it like college where you can see it clearly. An official is keeping it on the field, and sometimes he'll call out, 5 seconds, guys, but right there, they just couldn't get the play off in time.
So they'll push him back even further. They need to get to the 43-yard line for a first down. And they burn a timeout. So we have seen 2 offensive plays, 2 penalties, and a timeout for the Panther offense.
Clinch County.
Not an ideal start for Jim Dickerson's crew on the sidelines.
The crowd really getting into it, though, for Savannah Christian. It seems like most of Savannah made it up for the trip here today. They were really loud. They're really excited about their defense. They're only giving up 7.5 points a game, and maybe this is a reason their fans really get into it.
420 kids go to Savannah Christian. Clinch County has 447, and this is their road to the Georgia Dome, knocking off Greenville in the first round of the playoffs, Miller County, and then there's that ELCA game, 34-27. That was their closest margin of victory the entire season.
Look at all those scores, 34 points, 35, 34, 35. This is a team that's averaging over 43 points a contest, on the way to 604 for the season. That's a new state school record. And these guys, they haven't been in a close game except for that ELCA game. Interesting to see if Savannah Christian can keep it close.
Yeah, their second closest game was their first game of the season. And they won by 13, 41-28 over Pierre County. 2nd and 22, pitch and go. Had a man on the far sidelines, Fred Tiller. But it was just over his outstretched arms. Ball's incomplete, brings up 3rd down. Taking a look at the Raiders defense, Charles Morton, D'Angelo Brown, Cooper Lemons, 18 sacks for Mr. Lemons. And you have Birch, Wickham, and Wilson, the linebacking crew. In the secondary, you have Nordo, Govan, Myrick, Kenny Katzman, who again plays both ways, along with Will Austin, number 20. Number 1 on this team, interceptions with 6.
Big 3rd down here, Zach.
3rd and 21 to be precise. Dorsey with time, throwing far side, and once again looking for Tiller, falls incomplete. So just like Savannah Christian on offense, Clinch County goes 3 and out.
They tried for Fred Tiller twice there, both from about 21 yards out. Both times it was just a little out of the way. Have to chalk that up, I believe, to maybe a little bit of jitters here by Trey Dorsey, the quarterback. He's not going to be overthrowing those all game long. Savannah Christian survives the bullet right there, I'd say, because he could have been running still.
The man they look for in both receiving opportunities, Fred Tiller, is the man punting for Clinch County. Nardo Govan deep for Savannah Christian. Scoreless here, 8:53 to go in the opening quarter. A low line drive, going to take a nice Clinch County bounce and keep on going. It's been a battle of field position so far here in this opening quarter of this first game on a busy Saturday here on GPB.
Zach, that's one of those plays. Both of these punters have kind of watched the ball land and roll a little bit. If both the kick returns or the punt returners had fielded the ball, you're talking about at the 50-yard line right there. And it's just so crucial. Field position in this game with 2 great defenses out there. Savannah Christian, they need all the yards they can get. The same with Clinch County going up against this squad. And Savannah Christian only allows 7.5 points a game. Field position, so crucial.
Harrison Curry brings his crew to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. They run it to Govan on the end around, but he is denied. Nothing doing. Stopped by Fred Tiller and Trey Richardson. Richardson, number 1 in this team in tackles with 89 coming into this game. There you see him right there, 5'11", 225 pounds. He's a senior. Again, he and Zach Thomas, the other linebacker, both played in the Georgia Dome as freshmen in a semifinal contest, and a great stick right there by Tiller and Richardson.
Yeah, Tiller came up from the defensive back spot right there, wasn't fooled by the misdirection, and laid the wood.
Little option play. Will Austin ended up at the 35-yard line. Rashad Grant busy in this second drive of the game for the Raiders.
I want to credit right there Andrew Moore. Watch him again on this replay. Number 6 sets up a block right here, really allowing his man to spring free, get that extra yardage, and bring up a 3rd and manageable.
Austin with 97 rushes into this game. Look at that average, 10.3 yards every time he touches the rock. Now over 1,000 yards on the season. It is 3rd and 4 from the 37-yard line for the Raiders.
This is perfect for their offense. This is exactly where they want to be in a situation where it's less than 5 yards on 3rd down.
Toss sweep, Austin yet again, fumble, but it's knocked out of bounds.
Nice pursuit by number 25, Anthony McNeil. He makes plays on the offense. He makes them on the defense. He forced that ball out of bounds, took the ball carrier down even if he had held on to the ball, bringing up a punting situation for the Raiders.
Yeah, fortunately for Will Austin, he was carrying the ball towards the sidelines. Otherwise, that would have been in the middle of the field. Live ball, but it's blown dead. 4th and 4 7:22 to go here in this opening quarter.
Interested to see how Magby, if he tries to field this punt now. He's watched one of his own potential punt returns roll about an extra 15 or 20 yards. We'll see if he really tries to go after this one.
The boot from the right-footed Ivy. Magby signals for a fair catch, backs up, and will be whistled dead at the 33-yard line, where Clinch County will get ready to take over on offense for the second time in this game. 7:14 to go, opening quarter of this 1A state championship game. You're watching it live on GPB.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
You know, GPB is the only station to broadcast the state high school championship games year after year. So now it is your turn to get involved and score big with a small donation to GPB. Just text GPB to 85944 to donate just $5. And remember to reply yes to confirm your donation. Standard data and text message rates apply. It's a one-time charge of just $5 will be added to your phone bill. Support these great kids, these great games. Again, text GPB to 85944. First and 10 for Clinch County at the 33-yard line. Dorsey in the gun, split receivers left and right.
McNeil brought down immediately. Credit 77, D'Angelo Brown, the junior defensive lineman, for coming right up in there and taking down McNeil.
D'Angelo Brown, 6 foot, 280 pounds, Fletcher, just a junior, and bench press is over 400. 11 sacks on the season, 16 tackles for loss, which is good for number 2 on this team. An absolute man inside for the Raiders. Dorsey with the pitch. Outside in space, close to the 40-yard line is McNeil, brought down by Jalen Myrick. But some positive yardage for the Panthers.
That was McNeil again. You see right there how on a little less than 200 carries this season, he's racked up over 1,500 yards. Great movement. Tries to leap over a defender right there, but just can't make the whole way. Credit number 1, Nardo Govan, for bringing him down once he was in the air.
Jim
bringing up 3rd and short.
Yeah, Dickerson was telling me earlier in the week, Fletch, that McNeil wants to run over you and through you, and we saw that right there. In motion is Grant. Dorsey keeps it himself, has the first down of the game, and Moore cuts it to the outside across midfield. Finally forced out of bounds at the 36-yard line by Will Austin. So there we see it, Fletch, the legs of Trey Dorsey.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Zach. You see how he's so explosive, so dangerous. He's going to drop back to throw it. I think he was really given an option. I don't think that was a design draw at all. He dropped back there looking to throw it. Nothing was there. Took off, scampered, got more than a first down. He is well in to Savannah Christian territory.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. It is our first down of this game. Dorsey averaging 103 yards per game on the ground, 90 yards in the air. Once again, he keeps it himself. Brown with the tackle.
A host of Raiders bring him down right there. But again, that's where you see the design draw. It was clearly he was trying to go for that one lane. On the other one, it looked like he had the option to pass or to run. He chose to run. He's doing it with his legs so far. I wonder if those 2 incompletions early on maybe scared him away a little bit.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the 38-yard line. 2 receivers left and right. McNeil in the backfield gets taken down by Brown and Cooper Lemons.
Cooper Lemons, the senior defensive lineman, right in there, coming up wearing number 86, and just stops the running back before he could even get started. Bringing up a 3rd and long. Check the replay right here. Brown and finishing it off. Cooper Lemons, the senior, he's got to be happy to have a little shot at redemption after coming up just short last year.
Without question, he is the quickest lineman of this quartet. Looking to play maybe linebacker at the next level. Dorsey, quick slant. Far side, falls incomplete. Rashad Grant, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
Credit 33 for giving a little bit. Tanner Birch, we're going to mention his name all night long, but he flashed, I think, just enough to maybe take Grant's attention away from the ball just a bit. And hey, that's effective. Incomplete, bringing up a punting situation.
So they did get a 1st down. The Panthers on offense. Give it up to the Raiders, who hold strong defensively and force another punting situation. Fred Tiller does the kicking duties, averaging a little over 35 yards a boot. Back deep, Nardo Govan for Savannah Christian. Line drive, right to Nardo. Has it at the 7, looking for space. Trying to get it to the outside, has room, picks up a block, 20. 25, still inside, forced out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So a nice return by Nardo Govan.
Fred Tiller was the one that forced him out of bounds, making the tackle. Otherwise, I think Govan might be looking at 6 points. Great play right here, great blocking by number 9, and there's Fred Tiller.
Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast booth, John Nelson. What do you got, John?
Zach and Fletch, here's a way to make your entire weekend multimedia, multi-purpose, and multi-level. Go to gpb.org/football, click on the Game of the Week tab, and be a part of our live chat. It's been going on all weekend long. 76 countries have already chimed in. It's time for you to chime in as well at gpb.org/football.
All right, Nelly, thank you very much. Over 70 countries. That's very impressive. Great job to the folks at GPB for bringing that technology to your fingertips. There's Andrew Moore. Nothing doing on the Raider offensive rushing game plan so far. He is the workhorse. One of the toughest kids. Just waited his turn. He's a first-year starter, built like a bowling ball, just 5'9", 185 pounds. He's a converted tight end linebacker. You see him right there, number 6. Kind of grew up in the program. Is off the offensive coordinator, his father, Barry. They'll run the option. Austin.
Nice cut by Will Austin. This is a guy who a year ago was out playing wide receiver, defensive back. The coaches said, you know what, we want to get advantage of your speed, of your moves. They put him back there at running back, and he certainly shows right there why they wanted him to get the ball.
6 foot, 190 pounds, as opposed to the 5'8", 185 of Moore. So a nice complement to one another. Combined over 2,300 yards on the ground between Will Austin and Andrew Moore. 3rd and 2 from the 45. Can they get their first down of the game? Moore, hop, skip, and a jump, close to a first down. It'll depend on the referee's spot. They're going to blow it dead and maybe get an official spot. Trey Richardson trying to stuff him short for Clinch County.
The Panthers did a good job of collapsing right there, but give the offensive line of the Raiders credit. They penetrated, gave a little bit. Looks like he's going to be just short, however. I don't know what you do in this situation, Zach.
If you're Donald Chumley, I think you have to go for it on 4th and short. Your defense has been playing great, but you have a power running game, and they do. They keep everyone in. Harrison Curry in under center. Andrew Moore right behind him. They give it to Moore. No, they fake it. Curry with the first down, close to midfield, and has the Raider first down of the game. Rashad Grant finally brought him to the turf.
Harrison Curry, no stranger to running the ball himself, has carried it 107 times this season for 291 yards, 4 scores, and he's doing it all, Zach, with a broken left thumb. Imagine carrying the football in the state championship game with a broken left thumb, trying to, protect but get as many yards as you can.
Doesn't do it that often, just 20 yards per game and 1.7 yards per carry, but he is effective as he picks up the Raider first down as they are into Clinch County territory. Here's a good look at the head coach, Donald Chumley, on the sidelines. Going for it on 4th down, and his troops reward him. Trey Richardson says, you know what? His stuff up the middle's got to stop, and he comes up from that linebacker position. Again, number 1 in this team in tackles.
That's how you do it, though, with an offense. That's the triple option like Georgia Southern in its heyday used to run. Georgia Tech under Paul Johnson now. What they run, they pound you in the middle, try to soften up that underbelly, and that's when they hit you, boom, with an A-back sweep or a buck sweep, or maybe even you play action and go long, but you've got to keep the defense honest with that up-the-middle pounding.
Not only do they keep the defense honest, but they keep that Clinch County offense off the field, taking time off the clock as we push on 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in this opening quarter of a scoreless 1A state championship game. Curry fighting his way over the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and roughly 5 yards. Kenneth White, one of the members of that Clinch County D, stepping up for the tackle.
G steps up for the D and makes the tackle. That actually looked a little bit like a busted play, but Harrison Curry makes the best of it, keeps piling, keeps churning, and that's what happens when you're a senior, knowing this is your last game going out on the Georgia Dome floor. Let's make something happen.
It was funny in talking to Coach earlier in the week about Kenneth White, asking him to describe him. He's like, Kenneth? Who's Kenneth? We all call him G. So from now on, Mr. White will be known as G in this game. Gardo Novan was moving towards the ball. And Curry is stuffed around the 47. Zach Thomas and Kenneth White, or G, credited with the stops.
Yeah, they tried a little misdirection right there, try to get a little cut block from Nardo Govan. It just didn't work. Curry wasn't able to get the ball to the outside, had to keep it himself, and G wraps up.
It is 4th and long this time. So Coach Chumley brings on his punting unit as we tick down towards the final 20 seconds of this opening quarter. Mac Miller does the punting and kicking duties, averaging over 35 yards per boot. Damian Magby standing at his own 16-yard line. Off the right side of his foot. Alone dead at the 27-yard line with 4 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. Now we'll see Clinch County come back on offense of this scoreless ball game.
We've seen Clinch County get into Savannah Christian territory on the last drive. They picked up a first down. Interested to see if they can continue to build on that, or if the Raider defense just continues to stonewall a squad that is scoring at least 34 points a game. They haven't scored less than 33 all season.
Shotgun formation for Trey Dorsey. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Callan Wyndham, Damian Magby on the bottom of your screen. They fake one direction, run a crossing route. As a man complete, Rashad Grant, first reception of the game, is a nice way to close out the first quarter for Clinch County. A big gain puts them in to Raider territory, and we'll have good field position to begin the second quarter of this state championship football game. The first of 3 on GPB. We are scoreless, but Clinch County's on the move.
Music's over.
Meet the legendary band that broke all the rules in a film about the Doors. Only on American Masters.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As a strong, stable bank, we're always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities by supporting local events and finding financial solutions for our customers in all economic times. Regions is proud to be a partner with Georgia Public Broadcasting in building a better Georgia.
Fall is the time to apply for college, and preparation is key to success. GeorgiaCollege411.org is the smart place to explore careers and plan high school classes. It helps students prepare and study for entrance tests and is a source for sending transcripts and applications.
Give me all your aces. Ha. Read them and weep. Yes.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
Mail. Delivery. Go along. All right. New record.
A battlefield position in this single-A state championship game between Clinch County and Savannah Christian. Nothing but goose eggs on the board. 0-0 as we begin to play the second quarter. And now we send it down to the third member of our team, John Nelson. John.
Zach and Fletch, this is what life is like for a 4-seed like Savannah Christian. It means that you're going to play every playoff game on the road. We did the math. By the time it's done, they get home tonight. It's almost 2,100 miles that they will have traveled. I did the math. If you're in a bus going 65 miles an hour, average one-way trip, guys, 3 hours, 12 minutes, and that's without bathroom or food breaks.
Good stuff. John Nelson on the sidelines. That's Rashad Grant stepped up and stuffed Tanner Birch with the stop for the Raiders. Imagine that, close to 4 hours every time you head to the playoff game on the road.
Well, interesting thing that John mentioned a second ago is life as a 4 seed. This is only the second number 4 seed ever to make it to the finals of the GHSA state championships. Of course, the last one that did, Peachtree Ridge 2006, share that state title.
It's a loss of 6 on that first play of the second quarter. 2nd and 16 from the 49-yard line. Dorsey pump fakes, throwing deep, has a man open, but it falls incomplete, looking for Fred Tiller down the field. Not a great start, Fletch, for Dorsey. Just 1 of 5 now for 28 yards. The final play of that first quarter, a 28-yarder, kind of got him going.
Yeah, Dorsey's tried to go deep 3 times now to Tiller, each time just out of the reach.
So it brings up 3rd and 16. And between games, of course, GPB Sports Central, the one and only. Be sure to join us live on the Georgia Dome field for action and commentary in the games, as well as a chance to make a pledge to Georgia Public Broadcasting. You have a chance, folks, to win some Falcons, Hawks, and even Thrashers tickets. So turning the GPB between games for a great show. Gil Tyree, Mark Harmon, and the crew. As Rashard Grant was the intended receiver, falls incomplete. Now 1 of 6 is Trey Dorsey.
Kenny Katzman making a nice move to really prevent Grant from coming up with that. Makes a nice hit right there. Just out of the reach, though, of Grant. Would have been a big pickup, close to a 1st down.
But it is 4th down. 4th and 16. Nardo Govan deep for the Raiders. We have a flag thrown.
Too many men on the field. It looks like number 5 scampering to get off. Kenny White just not able to get off in time.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 5 yards, 4th down.
The 3rd penalty of the game for Clinch County. Savannah Christian was 0 so far.
Not too much of a bad penalty, though, because it really gives their punter a little bit extra space to boom the ball deep. And if anything, that penalty is one of those where the coach says, oh, that's okay, because now it gives our kicker the full line to just punt it away.
Tiller with 2 punts in the opening quarter, averaging 40 yards a boot. His longest was 47. A low end over end that bounces at the 27. It gets a pretty good Clinch County bounce. Ruled out of bounds to the 19-yard line, where the Raiders will come back in an offense. Trying to get the offensive in shape and get going. Now coming up this January, primetime politics and lawmakers join forces to bring you Georgia news and current events every weeknight. A new governor, a new legislature, and a whole new show. Be sure you watch weeknights at 7 for all the latest in Georgia politics, folks. It is only on GPB and GPB.org. 1st and 10, Savannah Christian backed up at their own 10-yard line. Harrison Curry throws incomplete, looking for Taylor Ivy on the near side of the field.
Taylor Ivy came up with a big interception, I believe, in their last game. Really the first time he plays defense on a regular basis was in that last game against Wesleyan. Comes up with a big interception to really ice the game and send Savannah Christian back to the Georgia Dome.
Only 14 receptions, Fletcher, the entire season. He does have 4 touchdowns of those 14 catches, averaging 17.6 on the year. That was Curry's first pass attempt of the game. 11 minutes to go in the first half of a scoreless ball game. Nardo Govan trying to get it to the outside, but he's brought down from behind.
Great pursuit. Give G once again. Kenny White, the tackle for a loss right there. He really stuck with them. They had bottled up Curry. They had bottled the running back, and they had bottled up the fullback right there too. Great pursuit by the Panther defense.
G, number 1 on this team in sacks with 19. Just 5'9", 175 pounds, a junior. A man's got wheels out there, and you saw him bring down Nardo Govan for a loss. Only 19 yards of offense for the Raiders in the quarter and 2 minutes. 3rd and 13. Curry for the 2nd time of the game looking to pass, but he's stopped and denied. Dalton Bennett coming up and making the hit.
Dalton Bennett, normally when you have 12, now 13 sacks in the season, that would be good enough to lead your team. I guess not when you have G out there, but Dalton Bennett on the other side, he's been paid a lot of attention. They've left a fullback in there to block him as well. They realize that Dalton Bennett is a guy that can get after the quarterback.
54 tackles on the season, Fletcher, and he had a huge interception with 1 minute and 15 to go in the big win over Eagles Landing in the quarterfinals to seal the deal. Stepping up in that quarterfinal game, and also coming through today in the state championship game against their rivals from Savannah Christian.
The Raiders should have good field position. Magmy back deep, fields it at the 42. Up the middle with space, spins at the 30. He's got room to the pylon, heading to the end zone, and he will take it in. Touchdown. Ooh, Panthers get on the board for the first time in the state championship game. A huge punt return for a touchdown.
Zach, when he fielded that, I was thinking just hold on to the ball because there were a host of Raider black shirts all around him. Somehow he squirted right through. He got a huge block from number 8, Fred Tiller. You can see it right there. Opening things up, makes a spin move, gets right around, heads to the corner of the pylon. 6 points, pay dirt, Clinch County.
Will Austin had a chance to wrap him up, but Magny showed his strength, spins away, and takes it, by my calculations, yes, a 42-yard punt return for the first points of the game.
Timeout called by Clinch County. I wonder if they're maybe debating, should we go for 2 on this one, because you said they've got a little bit of a kicking issue sometimes, Zach?
Not the strongest throughout the year. Dalton Bennett has only attempted 2 field goals. He has missed them both. Extra point duties this year, Fletcher 59 of 77, or 76%. There's Mr. Magmy, 42-yard touchdown. Here's Will Austin. Look at number 20. Had a chance to wrap him up, and just a great strength there by Magby, spinning away. He had space and headed right to the corner of the end zone. Great block from Nardo Govan, preventing him from tackling Magby. Slips, but he scores.
An interesting story. We were just told that the kicker for Clinch County, an old school straight on kicker. So right now it's an equipment issue. He's got to change his shoe into like the square front so he can get over there and kick it straight on. Try to put an extra point on the board to make it 7-0 Clinch County. You don't see this very much.
No, you do not. Dalton Bennett. Is number 3. Dorsey also does the holding, Trey Dorsey. He is a quarterback, as we know, so he could maybe take off, but he's not. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and is perfect. Clinch County on the strength of a 42-yard touchdown from Damian Magby puts the Panthers, the number 1 team in Class 1A football, on the board. They lead at 7-0 at 9:18 to go in the second quarter of this state championship game. You're watching it live on GPB. You know, we talked to both coaches, Fletcher, and they mentioned the strength of the offensive and defensive lines. They really talk special teams in this game. So far, it's been the key in this outing.
Well, people seem to forget when you talk about a football game, there is offense, there is defense, but special teams, you see it a lot in the NFL, you see it in the college game, and it's, of course, trickled down to the high school game as well. Special teams are just as important a part of the game as any other phase. And how many times do you see a punt return for a touchdown, a field goal in the game? We saw a field goal, a 45-yarder force overtime last night on GPB. And right here, you see special teams once again flaring up. Why not talk about it? Because it is so important. It can flip the course of a game like that.
Dalton Bennett getting ready to boot it away for Clinch County. Back deep for Savannah Christian, Nardo Govan and Jalen Myrick. There's Bennett. Straightaway kicker and gets a good piece of leather as Nardo watches it sail over his head. And Savannah Christian will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Hey, if he kicks it straight on but can still make it to the end zone, why not? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Donald Chumley in his 6th season as the head coach of the Raiders, 62-13 overall. I asked him how he slept last night. He's like, Zach, I don't sleep this time of year. I'm going to take 3 days off when it's all over, and I will sleep for about 72 hours. Right now, my focus is on trying to stop that Clinch County offense, and so far he has done that. It's the special teams unit of the Panthers who have given them the early lead. 9:18 to go. Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor and John Nelson, the hard-working men and women of GPB, bringing you the state championship 1A football game. There's Andrew Moore. Tries to establish the run up the middle, but he is denied by a host of Panthers.
Again, that's just softening up the underbelly right there, trying to give it to him. Just pound it on the inside, pound on the inside, because it's going to open up the outside pretty soon. The linebackers will collapse to the inside. The safeties will come up into the box, into the inside, and that's where you can go play action down the field, or you can spring it to the outside. I wouldn't put it past Coach Donald Chumley. He knows exactly what's going on. Made it to the Dome last year.
It's a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Option to Govan, and he is brought down from behind. Fred Tiller once again. Great pursuit from that safety position. Brings down Govan for a loss of 5.
What can't Fred Tiller do? He's got 27 catches, 8 touchdowns on offense. On defense, he's got 4 interceptions, 59 tackles. Well, give him 60 right now because he just came up in the backfield and took out Nardo Govan before he could even get started.
3rd and 14, 8 minutes about to go in this first half of 1A football in the state championship game. There's Harrison Curry. 1 first down for the Raiders in this game. Curry looking for space, has time, fakes a throw, but he's forced out of bounds, and his left foot touches the white paint at the 18-yard line, and he'll be well short of a first down. So once again, the Raiders forced to punt.
Really the first time that I think a designed rollout was called. They're looking to go downfield. They need a spark. They need something on 3rd and 14. But his toe just happens to clip the white. You can see it right here. He's looking eyes up, but oh, right there, the left foot steps out of bounds.
Good look from the GPB crew. This is not what you want to do. Once again, punt to Damian Magby, who last time he touched it, took it 42 yards to the house. Magby will let it drop this time, hits at the 45, and takes a Raider bounce across midfield. And the refs will blow it dead at the 38-yard line, where Savannah Christian does a good job moving the ball deep into Clinch County territory. But Jim Dickerson should have no problem, so he says, moving his troops down the field and getting back into an area where they're comfortable in. Is, I guess it's any area on the field, Fletch, scoring points.
Yeah, the Raider kicker and punter, I want to mention this real quick, does a nice job of getting the ball to turn over, so that means when it bounces, it's going to go for him, which is away from him, and pick up those extra 5 or 6 yards.
Trey Dorsey from the shotgun has Anthony McNeil to his left. Fumble on the floor. Dorsey picks it up. It is down. Some issues trying to hand off on the play to McNeil, but Dorsey did a great job to pounce on it, and it'll bring up 2nd down for the Panthers.
Always alert, always knowing what's going on. You can see right here, maybe he was trying to keep it. It got bumped away, but whatever it is, he continued after the ball, followed it, and luckily for him, everybody was biting on the handoff, and he was able to jump right on top.
3 receivers, right side of your screen. McNeil to Dorsey's right. 2nd and 6. In motion is Grant.
Met hard and pushed back.
Great job from the front 4. Tanner Birch. 6'3", 220, Fletch.
Yeah, Kenny Katzman also in there, but I'm so impressed with Tanner Birch. He's got over 114 tackles, 115 tackles in the season. He picked up another tackle for loss. He's doing it all with a torn labrum. He's going to have surgery after the season. So impressed with what that young man's going through. You know he's in pain, but hey, this is a state championship game, a chance to get a trophy and a ring.
3rd and 5 from the 43-yard line. I know it's early, but this is a big play in this game. Quick pass near side, incomplete, looking for Magby. Nardo Govan with the coverage, and the Raiders force a 4th down.
Very impressed with Nardo Govan. He returns punts. He runs the ball as his team's fullback, running back a little bit too, and he's also out there playing not safety, mind you. He's playing cornerback. He's playing cover corner, going against maybe the most explosive weapon that Clinch County has on the perimeter, and he makes the play.
Interesting story about Nardo Govan as a freshman in his very first game, which we see him right now receiving punts. In his first game as a freshman for Savannah Christian, he had 2 touchdowns, punting, kicks back, and a touchdown in the kickoff game. 3 total touchdowns by number 1, but later in that game, he blew out his ACL and he was gone for the season. So missed most of his freshman campaign, if not all, after scoring 3 touchdowns on kick returns. Does not get an opportunity to bring one back right now. But Savannah Christian will have it on offense, trying to get a 2nd first down and some points. They're down 7-0 midway through the 2nd quarter.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
And welcome back to this live play-by-play event, Class 1A football here at the Georgia Dome, Clinch County on top of Savannah Christian. 7-0, 6:12 to go in this first half. And if you would like to purchase a DVD of this game, or any game for that matter, of all the 5 championship games, you can order them at ghsa.tv. Once again, you can purchase your chance of history. Just go to ghsa.tv to order your state championship game DVD. You can relive the moments time and time again. GHSA TV for an opportunity to purchase a DVD of any of the 5 classifications of Georgia state championship football. 6:12 to go in this opening quarter. A rollout does Dorsey, incomplete, or Curry rather. Third attempt of the game.
Attempting to find Eric Wickman, the senior tight end. It was just short of where he was out there. That would have been a huge pickup for the Savannah Christian Raiders. We spent a lot of time talking about the great defense that the Raiders have. Let's not discount what the Panthers do. They've given up 11.7 points per contest. It's been 15.5 points a game in the playoffs, but they have a pretty good defense on their own right. It's not just the Raiders defense out there that's fighting.
Savannah Christian Fletch has run 20 plays, 12 yards. They're averaging 0.6 yards a play. They should get in the man who can make plays. Nardo Govan lowers his shoulder, runs over a man across the 40 for a first down. And that's how you get it going in gear. Give it to your big playmaker, let him lower his shoulder and pick up yards.
Did you see those legs just churning and churning? Reminds me of Herschel Walker back in the day, but literally he was stopped. He kept his legs moving, kept going, threw a little stiff arm out there if need be, and got that one man off him. Here it comes right here. Boom, get off of me. Continues rumbling across the 40-yard line, picks up a big first down. We'll see if that gets the Raiders going.
He ran over Magby. Second first down of the game for the Raiders. Govan in motion. They keep it on the ground up the middle. Across the 45 for a 5-yard gain. Zach Thomas and James Landrum with the stop. And you mentioned Govan, Fletch. You know, he's playing with a separated shoulder, a slight separation of his shoulder, a shoulder that happened a few weeks ago. He's going to need an ACL second surgery to kind of clean things out. So when you see him lower his shoulder, trying to run over Magby and company, you know what this game means to he and his school.
They were here last year. They ended up losing 30-21. The score is a little bit misleading. Wilcox had a late touchdown. It was a lot closer, in my opinion, than the final score indicated. But Savannah Christian ready and trying to get redemption from last year.
Moore gets it around the 47-yard line. G brings him down. And you saw the stat just moments ago. Just over 30 yards on the ground rushing. They average over 300 yards per game. So Clinch County, their defense doing a great job holding the Raiders in check. They've held them out of the end zone so far as we come in under 5 minutes to go on this championship game. Both teams with 2 first downs. 3rd and 4. 4 yards away from the Raiders picking up their 3rd first down of this first half. Curry fakes the throw, throws over the middle, has it complete. Will Austin with the first down at the 40-yard line. Move the chain, Savannah Christian.
I think you see a little bit of that play action right there. They were going to fake to Nardo Govan. They pop up, boom, there's a running back out of the backfield, ready to catch the ball, and there it is, first down.
His 8th reception of the season for Will Austin. And it's good for a Savannah Christian first down. So they came into this drive, Fletcher, with 1 first down. They had 2 on this drive alone. First and 10 from the 40. Austin, who just made the catch, trying to stiff arm his way. Tackled by the play by G. White. 5-yard gain, bring up 2nd and 5 from the 35-yard line.
G slowed him down just enough to trip him up and stop his momentum, but you have to like the positive play, the positive 4 or 5 yards that they just pick up right there, bringing this into 2nd and 5, which is where this offense would rather be, opposed to 2nd and 8.
There's G. Kenneth White. Coach Chumley on the sideline has his guys in a little bit of a rhythm here as we wind down the 2nd quarter of this Class State 1A championship game. Andrew Moore close to a first down. G and Zach Thomas bringing him to the turf. It will be close, Fletch. Remember last time we saw them on 4th down, they went for it. So you're thinking they definitely have 2 downs to work with.
I do. Zach Thomas has 86 tackles in the game on the year coming into this game, 7 sacks, the second highest total on the squad. So he is always around the football himself.
It is 3rd and short from the 31-yard line. Zach Klein, Fletcher Proctor, John Nelson, GPB live state championship game. They run the option. Will Austin has a 1st down and more inside the 25-yard line. Damian Magby saved a touchdown for Clinch County, but the Raiders continue to keep it on the ground and they move the sticks.
And they continue to keep the Clinch County offense on the sidelines.
There's a reverse look at it. There's Magby trying to go for the ball. He brings Austin down to the turf.
Clinch County, timeout.
So Clinch County burns a timeout, their 3rd and final one of this first half, and a great option there from Curry to Austin. And this is what we see. Fletch kind of see him in this little rhythm. We talked to Coach Chumley earlier in the week, again, his 6th season walking the Raiders sideline. We asked him what makes this Savannah Christian team so special.
Well, offensively, we're an option team. That's what we do. We're not going to change that. We probably couldn't if we wanted to. We run the triple option, and we try to mix up the way we block it sometimes, but our offense is...
Most teams, Fletcher, the skill position players, the wide receivers, the running backs, the cornerbacks, they are the big man on campus, but not at Savannah Christian. Coach told me that the offensive line is the first to eat, the first to get on the bus, the first to take the field. They are the rock stars of their school.
Well, when you run this sort of offense, they need to be, because they're the ones opening up the holes for all 3, maybe even sometimes 4 options that are coming out of the backfield.
They have a 1st and 10. Andrew Moore, left side of the line, picks up maybe 3 yards near the 20.
I was going to say, Zach, we talk a lot about Savannah Christian, their defense, only giving up 7.5 points a contest. Their offense, they put about 4 touchdowns on the board, 27.5 points a game. And you're starting to see now that if this team gets into a rhythm, if they get Nardo Govan going, if they get their offense going, they are capable of putting touchdowns on the board, maybe 1 a quarter, which would be 4.
That it would. 2nd down here. Moore across the 20-yard line. And those guys up front we were talking about, Philip Abshire, Josh Garland, John Hosley, Caleb Wombley, Josh Gay. Hosley, they call him the professor. You mentioned earlier in our broadcast, Fletcher, that he could be the valedictorian. Didn't play much heading into this season, but wanted to help out his teammates, wanted to help out his crew. He worked really hard in the weight room, just 5'7", 160 pounds, close to a 4.0 GPA, and he wants to be a doctor down the road. 3rd and 5. Under 2 minutes ago in this first half of this single-A state championship football game. Harrison Curry throws over the middle to Will Austin for a Raider touchdown, 19-yard pass and catch, and Savannah Christian just a single point away from tying up the #1 team in 1A football.
We talk a lot about the running game. We talk about Govan. We talk a lot. One of our heroes today was indeed Will Moore, or Andrew Moore, but right there, Will Austin is a player that you've seen him on a couple of receptions. They can go big. He's a big play receiver, and that's what he was last year. That's what he's been so far in this contest, just about 1 point away.
His 9th reception of the season, his 4th touchdown receiving. The kick from Mac Miller is up and good, and we have a tie football game, and what a huge momentum boost for the Raiders as we're a $152 from the locker room.
So big because if you think about it, Clinch County's offense that puts up 43 points a game, they haven't scored. It's the special teams, it's the punt return that went for a score. So right now, the team that's known for their defense, well, their offense has put 1 on the board, and the team who set a record this season was over 600 points. They haven't done much. They pick up a couple of 1st downs. We'll see if they can get something really cooking in this last minute 52 of the game, or of the first half.
Yeah, Clinch County with just 2 offensive 1st downs, scoreless. Offensively, their lone touchdown coming on that Damian Magby 42-yard punt return that put them up 7-0 in the 2nd quarter. But a nice answer from Savannah Christian. Harrison Curry over the middle to Will Austin, 19 yards. And we are tied at 7, $152 to go in the 2nd quarter.
for Curry, his 9th touchdown pass of the season. Only thrown 56 passes heading into this game. I guess Fletcher, when you throw him, you better make him count, and that's what they did.
He does. Harrison Curry, a senior, really knows this team, knows this offense. Playing with the broken, non-throwing thumb still's got to hurt, especially when he's running the ball when he's asked to run, but knows exactly who to hand it off to, whether it be the B-back, whether it be the A-back, whether it's to stop it and throw it to the tight end streaking down the field. He has a good grasp of this offense, and you see right there, he was able to take him down there and tie this game.
Anthony McNeil, their star running back, back deep to receive the kick from Mac Miller. A short kick. Bounces at the 25. Dorsey scoops it up. Has some room. Special teams coming up special yet again. He hits to the sidelines, forced out of bounds at the 44. So a good return from the quarterback, Trey Dorsey. Jalen Myrick forces him out of bounds, but the Panthers will have good field position, Fletcher, and some time to work with.
They've got a little bit there, and when you've got the combination, the 1-2 punch in the backfield of Trey Dorsey as well as Anthony McNeil. McNeil, 4 touchdowns last week against Wilkinson. He is capable at any time of ripping one off. Going with a bit of a spread, though.
Empty backfield for Trey Dorsey. Rashad Grant, 3 wide receivers. He was looking Damien Magby's way, keeps it himself and brought back. They're going to lose 5 on the play. Tanner Birch, the linebacker for the Savannah Christian defense, busts through the O-line and brings him down.
And listen to this crowd. They are getting into it. You see Tanner Birch is coming right there. He's going to wrap him up and put Dorsey on the ground. Another tackle for loss for Tanner Birch.
Charles Morton, number 56, also in on that play for Savannah Christian. They lose 5. 2nd and 15, 70 seconds to go in this first half. Empty backfield once again for Dorsey. Runs the spread. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen, 2 to the left. Thrown over the middle, looking for Rashad Grant. Good coverage on the play by Kenny Katzman.
And a great no call by the officials. Both players were going for the ball. There was a little bit of contact right there, but it was because both players were jumping up at the exact same time. So good job on the officials to keep the flag in the pocket and good defense and a nice throw offensively.
So it brings up 3rd and 15 with 56 seconds to go. Dorsey in this game, Fletcher, just 1 of 8. That lone completion, 28 yards.
And with that one completion, they're putting a lot of faith in Dorsey to throw the ball right here, spreading it out with 3 to the near side.
It's 3rd and 15. Dorsey this time runs it. He'll be well short as he's forced out by Will Austin around the 49-yard line. Stops the clock, which is a good thing for Savannah Christian.
Savannah Christian will have the opportunity to try to field a punt, see what they can do. And when you've got the playmaker Will Austin back there trying to maybe slip by, even Nardo Govan trying to return punts, this is a very good situation right now for the Raiders special teams.
50 seconds to go. 4th down and 6. Empty backfield, or excuse me, empty receiving territories. Nardo Govan is pushed up to the 45, maybe thinking about a block punt. Nope. Tiller steps up, no one back there. Gonna let it roll and roll. Blown dead around the 17-yard line. So Savannah Christian, Fletcher, will have roughly 43 seconds and 3 timeouts to move the ball down the field. Not exactly their style of offense and move it in a hurry, but they have 3 timeouts. They can work it to the outside and maybe get in field goal range to try to put some more points on the board. Or, Fletcher, you kind of take the conservative approach. Maybe try to break one, but head to the locker room tied against the #1 team in 1A football.
You've got a lot of momentum right now if you're a Savannah Christian coaching staff, if you're the offense. You know, you maybe try to run something up in there, see if something can get broken off, but you're very happy right now that you've limited to Clinch County to just a touchdown, and you can go into locker room tied.
And that's what they do. Harrison Curry had thrown the ball 4 times in the game, including the 19-yard touchdown to tie things up at 7, but he and Coach Chumley are satisfied being tied with the Panthers, and they will work this clock and head into the locker room tied at 7. So that should do it. Harrison Curry hands the ball to the referee. And Savannah Christian, the Raiders, 13-1 heading into this game, tied with the #1 team and undefeated Panthers of Clinch County. 7-7 after a pretty eventful second quarter. Both teams finding the end zone. This is what you want football in the state championship game to be all about, with the second half on the line along with the title. Let's head down to the field and check in with John Nelson, who has more from Coach Chumley.
Coach Chumley's in a bit of a discussion with the officials. First off, you average about 4 passes a year, and that's what got you your offense in the first half.
Well, I mean, our offense is set around taking what they give you. And, we're a running football team. If they're going to put that many in the box, and we're going to have to loosen them up a little bit. This is just what I thought it'd be. You got 2 really good defenses playing, and, every yard's going to be hard to come by. I'm proud of our guys. They're an extremely talented team, but, we just got to keep playing our game. We're going to keep running the option, and if the pass is there, we'll take it. But hopefully we can run it.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Donald Chumley tied at 7, guys.
All right, Mr. Nelson, thank you very much. There you see the Savannah defense, the Clinch County offense. 7-7 first half of football stepping up here on GPB. We're in for a great second half. We're back right after this.
Fire in the hole!
Massive dinosaur bones found in the frozen Arctic. Arctic dinosaurs on Nova.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
January is the time to file applications for federal student aid. GAcollege411.org gives students all the information they need to find the financial resources to make their college plans a reality. GAcollege411.org.
Booth Western Art Museum in Cartersville, presenting Ansel Adams, A Legacy, featuring 130 photographs of Adams' celebrated American photography and rarely seen images. On exhibit from September 25th through February 20th, 2011. boothmuseum.org.
I'm the man.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
Under the band direction of Jonathan Kelly and drum majors Jacob Landrum and Holly Griffiths, it is the 64-member Band of Pride from Clinch County High School. Today they will be performing selections from Glee Season 1.
Welcome back to GPB's live and exclusive coverage of the Georgia High School Association playoffs. The 1A state game going on right now. Clinch and, of course, Savannah Christian tied at 7 apiece. And with me is the outstanding principal for Clinch County, Alvin Henderson. And you were telling me a little bit earlier, you're nervous.
Yeah, a little bit. This is quite an experience for me and our kids.
I want to ask you this. When you take a look at what you guys have accomplished as a school, this is a big deal for your community to come up here. What has that entailed for you all, and just the whole process, the learning process and the growing process for the young men and women?
This has been after we won the game last Friday, it's been a week-long process for our school. Very little teaching went on it. I don't tell the superintendent that, but at the high school this week, filled with excitement. Brought our kids in here yesterday, let them see this dome a little bit for the first time to get the butterflies out of their stomachs. So, excitement's what I would call this week.
And you know, you can't stop believing you guys are going to play a great second half. But let's talk a little bit about what you all do down in Clinch County and to really set up the many programs for what is a fine high school.
Yes, and we're very proud of our academics and also our athletics. Coach Dickerson and his staff do a great job with football. They start in August, and it's just year-round with them. And a lot of this success can certainly be attributed to him and his staff.
I want to ask you this, too. The experience of memories and what goes into what a football program has been, basically put together by you all. It has to be rewarding to you to see the finished product.
It's very rewarding as principal. I'm so proud of these kids. They're not only great athletes, they're great students. And as I told you earlier, my heart's just beating. I feel like I'm out there and so proud of our kids and everything they've accomplished.
Well, Principal Henderson, I'm going to let you take a quick break and relax and get ready for what should be an exciting second half here at the Georgia Dome. The 1A state championship game going on right now. It's a 7-7 tie, Clinch County and Savannah Christian. We have still more to come here from the Georgia Dome after these important messages at GPB and GPB.org.
Country and himself.
He told one of his colleagues the great mistake of his life was having taken a military education.
Robert E. Lee on American Experience.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As leaders in our communities, Georgia's locally owned and operated electric membership corporations are proud to sponsor the Georgia High School Association and to help our student athletes become the leaders of tomorrow. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
And by the Mabel Reader Foundation. Support comes from All-American Specialties, the symbol of excellence in the awards industry since 1972. Graphic design and custom fabrication done in-house. Information available at allamericanspecialties.com.
Merry Christmas from Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
Sports can teach us a lot about life and a lot about ourselves, like the importance of setting goals and coming up with a plan to reach them. That's why Regions always starts by listening to you and learning what drives you each day. Then we work hard to help you get where you're going. So whether you're opening your first checking account or starting your first business, we'll handle the heavy lifting and let you enjoy the thrill of victory.
Watch GPB Sports Central with me, Gil Tyree.
I'm Mark Harmon.
I'm Nikki Noto.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports. Sorry.
Nikki Noto.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports Shoot.
Dude. Yeah.
Too soon.
I'm Nikki Noto.
GPB Sports Central. My bad.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports. So close.
Not even close.
Seemed close.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports Central, the leader in high school sports.
5, 7. Yes! Yes!
Welcome back to GPB's live and exclusive coverage of the Georgia High School Association State Championships, the Class 1A game going on right now. Clinch County and Savannah Christian knotted up at 7 apiece. And right now on the field performing for Savannah Christian Preparatory School, the Red Raider Marching Band, Lindy Sykes, the band director, Gray Prescott, the drum major. They're 26 strong, and selections from West Side Story. Let's listen in to the Red Raider Marching Band. You just heard the Red Raider Marching Band performing here. Halftime festivities continue at the Georgia Dome. I'm joined now by the outstanding headmaster for Savannah Christian, Roger Yancey. First of all, happy holidays to you. And
Merry Christmas to you, too. It's a great time. Great time to be a Raider.
Great time, and I'm sure you would like the score to be a little more in the favor of Savannah Christian, but you'll take a tie right now at the half.
I'll take it right now. It's a shame somebody has to lose this game. It's a great venue for these student athletes.
I want to ask you this. You look at the experience for the young people. You were saying this is a marvelous venue and what you guys have taken in and just savored the moment.
Well, it's their Super Bowl. It's a kids' Super Bowl. It's the fans. It's our constituency, Raider Nation, for both teams, both schools. It's a great venue, and I appreciate Georgia doing this.
You look at what you guys are accomplishing here athletically. What are you doing academically that you're pleased?
Well, we're trying to wage war against ignorance, apathy, and sloth, and hopefully we're winning, Gil. We have 100% of our graduates going to college. We do surveys, find out how well they're doing. They're doing well, and so that's exciting to see them turn out to be the young Daniels and Esthers the Lord wants them to be.
No question about that, and I commend you for doing that because you're having a positive effect on young men and women. At the end of the day, do they realize what effect you've had on them?
I think they may realize that when they have children. You know, having children is a great payback. But when they get out, they see how well prepared they've been, not just athletically, but artistically, academically as well.
You talk about your band, and you said they were like deers in headlights last year, but 26 strong, not big, but they're very, very effective, and they do an outstanding job.
They're a great group. They work hard. I've seen them work outside in the rain when the football team's gone in. Lindy Sykes does a great job with them, working them hard, and this is a great payoff for them.
The headmaster for Savannah Christian, Roger Yancey, joining us here, and this is what it's all about, folks, at GPB. You are investing in schools like Savannah Christian, schools that are coming here to do good work, good things, not only on the football field and on the basketball court, but also in the classroom. And that's why we want you to become a partner with us here at GPB and support these young men and women, because they are the future of this great state, the great state of Georgia. Halftime festivities concluding here at the Georgia Dome. Zach Klein and Fletcher Proctor are on the other side. They'll bring you the second half of what is an outstanding ball game here between Savannah Christian and Clinch County. 7-all at the break. We'll be right back on the great GPB and GPB.org.
All right, Gil Tyree, thank you very much. Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor. Privileged to be associated with the hard-working men and women from GPB, and they brought us some great first-half highlights. The Raiders, Fletcher, trying to establish the run. Will Austin, Andrew Moore, but the Panthers of Clinch County did a great job stuffing them all half long.
You see right there, the Clinch County defense really rising up. You hear a lot about the Clinch County offense, but the defense and the special teams have really made their mark today. Right here, you see the 42-yard touchdown for Magby. He goes all the way in for the score, ran around about 6 different black shirts before he found the end zone, and right there, the equalizer, Will Austin, number 20 for the Raiders, pulling it in there. The extra point would be up and good. Tie ball game here at halftime.
Yeah. Taking a look at the Georgia EMC halftime statistics, 28 passing yards, 32 for the Raiders, very even there. Again, rushing yards the same. Total yards, 30-plus yards, close to it for the Savannah Christian lead. Third down conversions, that's been a key in this game. Clinch County, again, averaging over 40 yards per game, or 40 points per game, just 1 of 6. And a time of possession, all Savannah Christian. It's a great first half of football. Second half should be even better. Clinch County and Savannah Christian tied at 7. Who will become your single A state champ? 2 quarters to determine that.
I'm Gil Tyree. For the best in high school sports coverage, watch GPB.
Sorry, Gil, these cookies are great.
Watch GPB Sports Set.
Gil, would you care for some tea?
Watch GPB.
Smoothie! Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As a strong, stable bank, we're always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities by supporting local events and finding financial solutions for our customers in all economic times. Regions is proud to be a partner with Georgia Public Broadcasting in building a better Georgia.
GPB would like to thank the following corporations for their generous donation of hospitality suites for this weekend's GHSA Championship Games.
Time.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
Need a better way to apply to college? Visit gacollege411.org and fly through applications online. Start, stop, save, change information anytime. And it's automatically transferred to all your applications. GA College 411, helping students plan, apply, and pay for college.
Give me all your aces. Ha. Read them and weep. Yes.
Clinch County and Savannah Christian tied at 7. Zach Klein, Fletcher Proctor, and the third member of our team, John Nelson, who is on the sidelines with the head coach of the Panthers. John.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Dickerson. Really had you hamstrung defensively.
They did. I mean, you know, our offense just got to make more plays. We had opportunities, and defense was on the field too long. So just got to get some offense going.
I was going to say, defensively, you stop their run, then all of a sudden they come out with the passing game, and they got you.
They did. You know, we were just on the field too long. We got a little tired defensively. I think we got winded. We need some enthusiasm. We need something good to kind of spunk us a little bit. I think if we get that, we'll be fine.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Let's send it back upstairs. Game's tied at 7 for the third quarter.
All right, Nelly, thank you very much. And Coach was mentioning about being on the field too long, Fletcher Proctor, and he was correct. Savannah Christian more than twice as many opportunities in terms of time possession in this first half.
16 minutes, 29 seconds is what they held on to the ball in the first half. And look at that other statistic that is really the telling factor why. 3 third downs converted. They've been able to pick it up. They've been going to the well with some running backs, with some fullbacks, pounding it in there, picking it up, chewing up the clock, and keeping that record-setting Clinch County offense on the sidelines.
If you're just joining us, folks, we mentioned it to begin our broadcast. Savannah Christian had given up a grand total of 105 points the entire season. Clinch County had scored 104 their last 3 games. 7 points in this first half, just 2 first downs for the Panthers as the Raider defense stepped up big. But can that continue? Points per game, 42.2 to 27.4. They're almost 5 touchdowns below their season average, but Fletcher, they still have 2 quarters to work with, and they will get the ball first to begin this third quarter.
Very telling to see how the rest of this game is going to play out, this first quarter drive. You have to think that Coach Dickerson really fired up his troops in the locker room.
Mac Miller to boot it away to begin the third quarter of the single A state championship game, and we get a flag.
Looked like maybe the offsides is going to be called, and so we'll re-kick it.
Pretty clean first half, penalty-wise. Just 3 in the first 2 quarters, all 3 coming courtesy of Clinch County.
Encroachment on the kicking team, 5 yards, re-kick.
So that's Savannah's Christian's first penalty flag of the game. They'll reboot it. Again, Mac Miller with the kicking honors for Savannah Christian.
Now the ball looks like it's going to come to rest at the 45-yard line. That's where they will boot it. And coming back, dropping all the way back, Magby so dangerous. He had a punt return for a touchdown earlier in the game. So if he gets his hand on the ball, who knows what can happen. He certainly has shown moves to escape plenty of black shirts like he did on that punt return.
Now, if you want to donate $5, you can right now to GPB. Get involved. Text GPB to 85944. Again, GPB to 85944. Text and data message rates apply. Just $5 helps a great and worthy cause. Touchback, blown dead. 1st and 10, Clinch County to begin this third quarter. They'll start at the 20-yard line, trying to get in gear offensively. Again, into strength versus strength. Trey Dorsey, number 23. Had a rough first half passing the ball, Fletch. Just 1 of 8. That lone completion, a 28-yarder.
I think the more telling stat, though, Zach, is the 7 rushes for about 23 yards, 29 yards. He can get it done with his legs. He's probably looking to run before he passes. And if they want to run a little 2-man game there, offensive, a quarterback and running back, they have the ability.
19 total plays, 56 yards in the first half. They cannot add to that right now as a flag thrown.
Dead ball, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So their 4th penalty for 20 yards in this game. Moves them back 5 yards. Jim Dickerson, kind of interesting to start the second half the way they began the first half, Fletcher. In that first 2 offensive plays of the game, 2 penalties and a quick timeout. Here they begin the third quarter with a penalty. Dorsey, hop, skip, and a jump.
maybe to the 16-yard line. Russell Wilson, number 4 right there, middle of your screen with the stop. A 6-foot, 185-pound junior. Doesn't get much credit considering the other duo of linebackers are Eric Wickham and Tanner Birch, but Wilson making his presence felt to start this third quarter.
I think he'll be just happy with the 7-7 score right now. He's knowing that if he just makes a couple of plays a game, he could walk out of here with a ring.
2nd and 14. Dorsey, pump fakes, looking right, underthrown. And they rule it incomplete. Trying to find Fred Tiller.
Well, one official is saying complete and is asking for the change. The other official coming in there, they're going to conference and give him the first down. That one right there, Tiller made a nice move in. He adjusted to the ball being underthrown and was able to get his hands just underneath it.
And it was an incomplete pass. Should have been at least, but it is a first down. As you can see, the ball clearly hit the turf. And get some movement on the right side of the line from Kadarius Cleveland to Sean Andrews. And it was interesting you mentioned, I saw one referee
False start, offense.
come in
penalty, still first down.
and rule incomplete. And as I was saying that, you saw another official rule completed catch. Nonetheless, it's a first down. And they're going to back him up. Coach Dickerson shaking his head, obviously frustrated with the way the offensive line is executing. As they back him up, 5 yards, 1st and 15. Dorsey looking to the sidelines for some cues. Offensive line is set. Dorsey rolling to his left, and he's got nowhere to go.
Big 77 D'Angelo Brown, who's been in the backfield all game and all season long, comes up with a big stop right there. Tackle for loss, considering I believe that was going to be a run play.
A great forward pressure by Brown, along with Cooper Lemons. Lemons is a 3-year starter who excels in baseball as well. Great first baseman for the Raiders. That's a tough tandem of Brown and Lemons.
And look in the backfield, number 6 for Clinch County, Trey Richardson in there, maybe for a little blocking.
There's Dorsey with time, looking right, throwing right, has a man open. Is it complete? Yes, it is. Rashad Grant. An excellent catch for Grant on the far side. It's a first down, move the sticks for the second time in this third quarter for the Panthers.
And you see Dorsey hit the junior right in stride right here over the shoulder perfectly. Gets about 3 feet in bounds right on top of Govan. Govan had great defense, just you can't defend a perfect throw.
Dorsey was 1 of 8 in the first half. He's already 2 completions in the second half for the Panthers. And they keep it on the ground. Eric Davis, stonewall defense for the Raiders.
Eric Davis, the first time that I believe we've called his name tonight, makes it count, stops him with a big time play on first down, bringing up 2nd and long. And credit Savannah Christian. They gave up a big play, but they came right back and stopped. They did that after the last first down. So we'll see which breaks again, the offense or the defense.
Good look at Donald Chumley, the 6th-year head coach. Dorsey calling his own number, stops, tries to make his way upfield. Stopped hard at the 46-yard line by Tanner Birch and Cooper Lemons. It's hard to believe about Lemons, Fletcher. 18 sacks coming in this game, and constantly he's been in the backfield tonight.
Really has, and credit Savannah Christian for putting their playmakers in spots where they need to be. They're always kind of moving around the linebackers. It seems like Birch sometimes lines up on the weak side, sometimes on the strong side.
3rd down and 14 in the game. Clinch County 1 for 6. Trey Dorsey pump fakes, throws right, has his man, Fred Tiller, number 8. Close to a first down, but Fletcher, I think he's short.
He did. The defense was able, the defensive back was able to push him out of bounds before he could stretch that ball out to get a fresh set of downs. And we'll see what happens here. 4th down, the first possession of the second half. We'll see if the coach wants to roll the dice a little bit, looking for that play to geek them up.
Trey Dorsey has found a rhythm here in this third quarter, passing the ball, 3 of 3. But they have 4th and 1 from the 41-yard line. Dorsey from the gun, has it himself, hit. Is he having enough?
He was hit by a stone wall right at the line of scrimmage, and once again, it's Birch, one of our heroes of the game. He steps up and knocks him what appears to be short.
The Savannah Christian faithful And the Raider Nation fired up as they come through on 4th down. Trey Dorsey, number 23 for the Panthers, with the big attempted play on 4th down, but he cannot get it done. The Raiders force a turnover on downs. Now turning to GPB this January for the new season of Georgia Traveler. From the mountains to the coast, our traveling team tracks down the hottest restaurants, the coolest getaways, and journeys up on a few of the Peach State oddities. Don't miss Georgia Traveler. It's Friday at 8 and Saturdays at 7 only on GPB. Curry.
Just a hand to the up back right there. Again, trying to keep this defense honest. Savannah Christian found in that last drive before the end of the first half that their offense can work against the Panther defense. They just need to keep running it, and right there's just another example of the offense running itself.
There's Harrison Curry, number 16, a 5'10", 195-pound senior. And talking to Coach Chumley earlier in the week, he said, you know what, he's not the fastest, he's not the toughest, but he is a complete warrior. He does it all. Excels almost at everything he does, both on the football field and off. 2nd down, not much, as Richardson steps up from the linebacking position.
Trey Richardson made a nice move. He saw that Curry had held on to the ball, and he went right after the quarterback. Wasn't falling for the misdirection or the deception. He went right after the quarterback and stuffed Curry in the backfield, 3rd and long.
3rd down in this game. Savannah Christian has had the opportunity to convert 9 3rd downs. They had converted 3 of them. Have a 3rd and 7. 7.5 minutes ago in the 3rd quarter of a tied game at 7. Curry rolling out right, looking for somebody fine. Throws it downfield. Nearly intercepted on the near sidelines, but falls incomplete. Magby stepping up from the corner position. He has 8 interceptions. Fletcher almost had a 9th.
Yeah, it was intended for Govan, and Govan would have been right at the chains. It's something that a lot of coaches really stress. Receivers, make sure your feet are beyond the 1st down line. It was credit Govan, but Magby just jumped the route, tipped it away, incomplete punting situation.
4th and 7 for Savannah Christian. They'll bring in Mac Miller or Tyler Ivy, and this time it's going to be Ivy doing the punting duties. Both those young men had an opportunity to boot the ball away in the first half. Miller did 3 times. Ivy did 2 punts, averaging 27 yards per boot. Hit a long of 36 and gets a pretty good leg into it right here as they'll blow it dead at the 20-yard line. Savannah Christian booting the ball downfield. It's Clinch County's turn to get back in on offense and get back on the board. We're tied at 7 here in the 3rd quarter of the GPB State Championship game between Clinch County and Savannah Christian.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Savannah Christian and Clinch County tied at 7 here in the 3rd quarter. There you see the Panthers taking a knee around their head coach, Jim Dickerson. Dickerson's the 7th-year head coach of the Panthers, been there 22 years at the school. And Donald Chumley on the opposite sideline, 62-13 in his 6th season for the Raiders. It's been a great first half, great 3rd quarter. 2 teams that are not giving an inch, Fletcher. They both want to win and laying it all on the line this Saturday afternoon.
Well, we knew that both defenses were very stout, neither giving up more than about 11.5 points per game. Savannah Christian only giving up 7.5, and that's true to their word. They've only given up 7 points tonight so far. Clinch County's offense, though, that is averaging 43 points a game, is coming back out now onto the field. We'll see if maybe they've made the proper adjustments and can get things going again.
3 wide receivers. Check that 4 on the right side of your screen. Empty backfield for Trey Dorsey, the senior quarterback, 5'8", 185 pounds. Has time, calls it his own number up the middle. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. D'Angelo Brown, Eric Davis, and a host of others in for the Savannah Christian stop. And of course, when you mention Savannah Christian, you got to mention that man, number 77, D'Angelo Brown, right in the middle of your screen.
D'Angelo Brown has really played well. I think it all started with about the second play from scrimmage. He busted into the backfield and stopped Dorsey for a big-time play.
4 receivers once again to Trey Dorsey's right. 2nd and 10, 6:45 to go. Quick slant, right-hand side. Rashad Gant. Grant has it, forced out of bounds around the 26. Will be a pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd and short.
And that's really how you get Dorsey a little bit of confidence. He's known for what he can do with his feet, over 23 touchdowns on the season with his legs, but with his arm, just get him into a comfortable situation. Quick little screen pass like that gets him comfortable.
4 for 4 in this 3rd quarter is Dorsey passing. Now 4 of 11 in the game for 85 yards. Has a long of 28. Now the receivers move to the left-hand side of Dorsey. Pump fakes. Fights for the first down, but he will be short.
I think it was a design run the entire time, but the Savannah Christian defense was waiting on it. They tried to spread the field and let him run right in the middle, where hopefully some of the linebackers would have vacated to spread up to cover those receivers. But Savannah Christian, the Raiders, stayed at home and stopped the quarterback run.
Yeah, Eric Wickham and Tanner Birch, number 42 and 33 respectively. There is Birch, number 1 on this team in tackles. I like the eye black, my man. Good look from the GPB crew into the eyes of Tanner Birch. Punting it away is Fred Tiller. Back deep is Nardo Govan. Plenty of time taken away. And a good kick by Tiller. Bounces at the 33. Takes a Panthers forward bounce. And they'll let it roll inside the 20. The rest will blow it dead about the 18-yard line, where the Raiders will go to work. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. 5:42 to go in a single A state championship game. Tied at 7 between the Panthers and Raiders. Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor. We appreciate you joining us this Saturday afternoon. And don't forget, you can join some of the best talented men and women on Sports Central. It's GPB Sports Central, and it wraps up the high school football season Wednesday night at 7:30 with a look back at these state championship games, plus the final polls from all 5 classifications. So make sure you catch GPB Sports Central on Wednesday. That's at 7:30. And an encore presentation Friday night at 11. And of course, Saturday afternoon, they're going to wrap up the season. But in order to wrap up the season, you got to get through this game. And we're tied at 7. 5:30 and counting to go in quarter number 3.
Number 6, Trey Richardson, wraps up number 6, Andrew Moore, but not before one of our pregame heroes gets about a 6-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and manageable. This is exactly what this offense needs.
2nd and 5. Nothing doing for Curry. G. White, number 5, brings number 16 Curry to the turf.
Yeah, when you've got G. White, Kenneth G. White, and Dalton Bennett out there both collapsing on top of a quarterback, that quarterback's not going to go very far. Both of those guys have combined for over 30 sacks.
So it brings up 3rd and 5 in this game. Savannah Christian is 3 for 10 on 3rd downs. Need to get to the 28-yard line for a 1st down. In the game, they only had 5 firsts. Can they get a 6th? Ball's on the turf. Who picks it up? The Panthers are claiming they have it, and they do. Turnover. Trevor Posley, the 6'1", 195-pound lineman, who is 3rd in the team on sacks, gets a huge fumble recovery, and the Panthers, Fletcher, have great field position to work late in the 3rd quarter.
Right there, it looks like the Panthers were opportunistic, were able to spring right on the ball when they saw it on the turf. And this maybe is that spark that their coach, Jim Dickerson, alluded to. This is maybe what they need to get things going.
Donald Chumley told me before the game, if we are to win, we're going to keep the ball in our hands. Dorsey trying to activate right away. Birch and Wilson, number 4, number 33, in on the tackles for the Raiders. But just a miscommunication maybe on the part of Curry and Moore. Nonetheless, the ball is on the turf. And Birch in his black eye. And Wickham and Russell will have to step up for the Savannah Christian squad. Pitch near side. Close to a 1st down is McNeil. Wrapped up and brought to the turf at the 26-yard line. Number 9, Kenny Katzman. Do a good job preventing McNeil from extending that play even further.
Savannah Christian's done a really nice job so far of bottling up Anthony McNeil. Remember, last week had 4 touchdowns, nearly 300 yards rushing for McNeil, the senior. But tonight, I believe that's only just now reaching double digits. Watch him, though, because he's capable of busting one out at any moment.
McNeil lines out to Dorsey's right. 3rd and 5, 3:23 to go. Dorsey on the option to McNeil. Ball hits the turf. McNeil scoops it up, short of a first down. So good forward pressure from Nardar Govan and Tanner Birch, number 1 and number 33. And Anthony McNeil, short of a first down.
4th down opportunity, and it looks like the Clinch County coaches want to call a timeout to talk about it. What are they going to do? Kick a field goal or maybe try to go for it and put a little distance between themselves and the Raiders?
You mentioned their field goal kicking duties early on in this broadcast. Fletcher Dalton Bennett, number 3, 0 for 2 on the season.
No timeout. Looks like they'll just go right for it with the kick.
So Dalton Bennett, again, has not connected on a field goal this season. It'll be a 32-yard field goal. And before the kick, we'll get a blown whistle.
Timeout, Clinch County.
So now they get the timeout we were talking about.
I'm going to talk about, remember, this is a straight-ahead kicker. And on that field, or that extra point, he looked pretty true.
Yep.
So we'll just have to see, depending on the angle and the straight ahead, if he can put it right through the uprights and give Clinch County their second lead, rather, of the game.
Yeah, on that extra point, he was perfect. Booted right down, split the uprights, and in the ensuing kickoff, he did the exact same thing, forced a touchback. So he definitely has the leg. It's the accuracy that's maybe hurt him throughout the season. Again, he's just hitting 76% of his extra points. There's a good look from the GPB crew on the right foot of Dalton Bennett.
And you're seeing a good shot of it right there just a second ago, Zach. It was the reason for the timeout, changing of the shoe. They've got to put the straight shoe on there for the straight ahead kick.
There they step it up, marking off is Dorsey. He is the holder. The quarterback will be spotted at the 22-yard line. Dalton Bennett lining up, standing at his 25. It will be a 32-yard field goal to give Clinch County the lead in the 3rd quarter of the Single A State Championship game. The kick is up. Does it sneak in? It is! Dalton Bennett gets some love from the upright, clanks it off the right post, and in a 32-yard field goal, his first of the season, and it comes at an ideal time as the Panthers take a 10-7 lead.
Puts it right up there and through. You see it. Doink goes in. All that matters, Zach, is it's 3 points in the books. Doesn't matter how it happened. And that man has given his team the lead in the second half of the state championship game.
Dalton Bennett. Great look there. Switches shoes, switches gloves. There's another look. Low angle this time. Good snap. Good hold from Dorsey. Plenty of leg, Fletcher. And he hits it with authority off that right upright and in.
Credit him. The young man goes out there, has been 0 for 2 on the season, puts it up there from the right hash, which I would think has to be difficult for a straight ahead kicker, and puts it through like nobody's business, like he's been doing it all season long.
So Clinch County, for the first time since the middle of the 2nd quarter, take a lead in this game. They're up 10-7, 4 plays, 6 yards, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. The 32-yard field goal from Bennett, taking advantage of that turnover from Savannah Christian. Let's see if their special teams can do something strong. Jalen Myrick cannot get, well, he does get close to the 20-yard line.
Zach Thomas.
Yeah, Big Z.
Comes up and makes a nice hit, open field. Is able to take him right down, and that is where they will go to work.
1st and 10, Savannah Christian. The Raiders, last time they had the ball. Tough exchange between Curry and Moore. Forced a turnover, and 4 plays later, the Panthers took advantage of it and have a 10-7 lead. Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor, John Nelson, and the crew at GPB bringing the Single A State Championship game. Will Austin with some room. Picks up 5 to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Damian Magby, who has the punt return for a touchdown with the stop.
Magby's made a couple of nice plays on defense, whether it's batting a ball away, whether it's coming up and providing a big hit to jar a ball loose. Right there, he comes up, makes a nice play to stop the ball carrier before he can go any farther, trips him up, and there goes the man who scored a touchdown earlier in the game.
Will Austin, 6 foot, 180-pound junior, is a big play threat. Always comes up in big-time situations, according to Coach Chumley. They keep the ball on the ground, picks up 2. Andrew Moore, the big, powerful back. 14 touchdowns on the season, averaging almost 5 yards a carry. Again, his father, Barry Moore, is the offensive coordinator. He's in the construction business, but loves to help out at Raider Pride. Moore grew up in this program. Again, a converted tight end and linebacker. Playing in his final game as a senior. 5'9", 185 pounds. Just a bowling ball is what they call him. There's a good look at Andrew Moore, number 6. 3rd and 3 for Savannah Christian in the Raider offense. And Harrison Curry does not like what he sees. So we'll see if we get the timeout before the flag was thrown.
Timeout. Savannah.
And they do. Savannah Christian calls the timeout before the flag was thrown, so no penalty right there. And with 56 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter, they have 3rd and 3 at their own 27-yard line.
Once again, the defenses, Zach, really going after each other, recovering fumbles, coming away with turnovers, forcing fumbles. I've been very impressed with both of these defensive squads, but right now, Savannah Christian has to really like what's going on. They may be down by 3, but they've held a team that's averaging over 43 points a game to just 10, 7 of those coming on special teams, well, all 10 actually, including a field goal. Savannah Christian knows they are within striking distance of taking the lead on the #1 team in the state, the only undefeated team left in classification 1A.
They are 3rd of 11 on 3rd down conversions in this game, Fletcher. 3 yards away from picking up a 1st down. Just a good look at Zach Thomas, the linebacker, 6'1", 220. Curry hands off to Moore. No, he fakes it. Ball on the ground to Garbo. Narvan still loose. And Clinch County all over it. A late toss from Curry to Nardo Govan. Trey Richardson, number 6, middle of your screen, scoops it up. And for the 2nd time in as many possessions, the Raiders turn it over. Clinch County with great field position and a 10-7 lead.
2 straight drives on 3rd downs have ended with fumbles. We'll see if Clinch County can once again take advantage. Now, last time Savannah Christian able to hold them to just a field goal attempt. We'll see if they can bow up once again.
Curry faked the handoff 2 more, went to pitch to Nardo Govan. And made Govan maybe to look in a play. Right side, corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Fred Tiller. And the Panthers strike 1 play after the fumble and have extended their lead to 16-7 over the Raiders.
Yeah, they go deep to Fred Tiller. I was kind of waiting maybe for this Clinch County offense. Last time they chose not to. They were conservative. This time after the fumble, they go deep first play. They come away with a touchdown.
Jalen Myrick was on the corner, but a great throw from Trey Dorsey right in the mix of Fred Tiller, who comes through with his 9th touchdown of the season and his 28th reception. The kick after is pure. And just like that, Clinch County extends their lead to 10 on a 21-yard pass and catch from Dorsey to Tiller. Great throw.
Illegal procedure on the offense. 6 men on line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Try.
So they'll make them attempt the extra point again due to the 6 men on the line of scrimmage, illegal formation, and this could get dicey. You've got a straight-on kicker. We saw him boot and nail the field goal earlier, but whenever you're asking a kid to go out there and try it again, who knows what can happen.
I like the play calling from Jim Dickerson there, Fletch, just immediately after the turnover, trying to add salt to that wound, and they did. Now, if you're the Raiders, you got to regroup and realize there's still plenty of time on the clock. You fought hard the entire season. You still have a quarter and 42 seconds to work with. The 2nd attempt after the flag is also good. So it remains a 10-point advantage. Clinch County on top of Savannah Christian, 17-7 There's a good look at Jim Dickerson, the head coach of Clinch County, trying to bring home the school's 5th GHSA state championship and their first since 2004.
You mentioned it. Immediately, first play, they go to the end zone, try with the big play. This time they connect, and that's shows you right there that Trey Dorsey can find the receiver. He was a perfect pass. He put it right over the defender's outstretched hand. And credit Tiller as well, because he caught it about the 2 and had to tiptoe that line into the end zone. Good for him.
Dorsey has yet to miss throwing the ball in the second half. I believe he's 6 of 6. Or actually 5 of 5 rather in this game, in the second half. And that's important for them, especially in that first half. Fletcher, he was just 1 of 8. So when you extend that defense, that opens up that run game. Give credit where credit is due. And right now, Trey Dorsey leading that offense. And their defense, though, putting them in great field position to put points on the board. There's Nardo Govan wanting the ball, signaling for the ball, and he will have an opportunity to bring it back. No. Crosses the goal line. It's an automatic touchback. And the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
It seemed like he was calling for the ball, wanting to take it. Anytime Govan gets his hands on the ball, he's capable of going the distance. And right there, what better way than with the proper blocking, which you know Savannah Christian can do, that maybe he can spring free and go for a score.
Coach Chumley telling me that Govan is by far the best athlete on his team. So look for him to put the ball in his hands, number 1, to make some plays here late in this third quarter and into the fourth. Flag thrown before the play gets off.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
So they'll back him up 5 and have it 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line.
You mentioned Nardo Govan can score at any place. The best athlete on the team, according to his coach. Last week, he took a pass. It was a lateral, 88 yards for a score. A big play for Nardo Govan. Has 4 running touchdowns in the season, but he's an even better receiver.
Averaging close to 24 yards per reception. Lines up on the far right side of the field. Curry looking in his direction. Biding time, throws it out of bounds. It'll bring up a 2nd and 15.
Trying to find something down the field with either a tight end or Govan. They're running really mirror routes down there, one short, one long, and after being pressured, Curry just had to kind of drop it off just out of the reach of his short man, number 42, Eric Wickman, the tight end.
Wickman and Cooper Lemons dominate defensively, but also called upon to play a little offense, and you need it. You're down 10, 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. Thank you for making us a part of your day here on GPP. Zach Klein along with Fletcher Proctor and John Nelson manning the sidelines. Clinch County on top of Savannah Christian by 10. Raiders with the ball as we get a late flag thrown. I think we'll have delay of game on the Raider offense.
Dead ball, delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Clinch County crowd really getting into this. They made it all the way up from Homerville, and these guys are excited, a chance to maybe capture their 5th state title, first since 2004, and seeing one of their own, Jim Dickerson, the head coach, maybe win himself another state title.
It is now 2nd and 20, Fletcher. Push back to the 10-yard line. Curry has some space, trying to avoid a would-be tackler in Dalton Bennett, and he's wrapped up and brought to the turf at the 10-yard line.
Dalton Bennett started it. G finished it off. Those two combining. There may not be a better set of pass rushers in the entire single-A classification, maybe even that we'll see all day today, than those two, Bennett and then G.
Bennett just 5'10", 175 pounds. He's a junior, so I'm their number 3. And G White, 5'9", 175 pounds. He's a junior. There's Bennett. 5 tackles today and a sack. They're a junior from Clinch County with a timeout on the field, and we will take one as well. Clinch County with a little momentum. They lead it by 10. Savannah Christian backed up, but still plenty of time as we head into the 4th and final quarter of this GHSA State Championship 1A football game.
DVDs of today's game can be purchased at ghsa.tv for $24.95 plus tax plus $5.95 shipping and handling.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
The Mabel Reader Foundation.
Booth Western Art Museum in Cartersville, presenting Ansel Adams, A Legacy, featuring 130 photographs of Adams' celebrated American photography and rarely seen images. On exhibit from September 25th through February 20th, 2011, boothmuseum.org.
What's the word I'm looking for here? Help me. 2 letters. No, not how we do this. All right, watch.
Let's see what you got. You're all talking, man. Come
Watch
on,
this.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Nice. Nice. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Not
Yeah, who's laughing now?
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
Competing, learning, achieving. Sportsmanship builds character on the field and off. As leaders in our communities, Georgia's locally owned and operated electric membership corporations are proud to sponsor the Georgia High School Association and to help our student athletes become the leaders of tomorrow. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
Time.
This is GPB, television worth sharing with everyone in Georgia.
"12 minutes ago to determine your Class 1A state champion. Clinch County on top of Savannah Christian, 17-7. Harrison Curry with time, lofts it up far side, has a first down. The Raiders making impressive moves as Will Austin, he had the big touchdown from 19 yards out. Could this be a 81-yarder? 5-4, give it to him. Harrison Curry to Will Austin.
They put it up, Zach. What an amazing catch, and then move after he caught it. He juked 2 different defenders, got nice blocking downfield, and he has gotten this Raider squad, this Raider crowd fired up.
I think it was an 89-yard touchdown completion. Curry to Will Austin. And we have a football game.
3rd and 19, Zach, and they go deep. I think they would have been happy for the first down, much less an 89-yarder.
Mac Miller. Pure. And in 17 seconds, we have a touchdown. 81 yards, his second touchdown of the day. And with 11 minutes and 43 seconds to go in this game, 17-14. We have a late flag thrown. Let's get the call right here from head referee.
On the offense, 6 men on line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, red kick.
Harrison Curry's longest pass before that was for 19 yards. He was 0 for 2 in the 3rd quarter. Well, in the 4th quarter right now, he's 1 for 1, 81 yards.
So you'll see Mack could boot the second one through, and he does. So it's still a 3-point game. I think officially we're going to call it an 89-yarder. I think his ball was spotted at the 11-yard line. There's a good look at it. Harrison Curry just lofts it up to number 20. Will Austin gets behind the defense, puts it back inside, makes a few guys miss. Fletcher, nothing but green turf in front of him. What a move from Will Austin.
Right here, there's the move, and is able to go by number 12, and then down the field, picks up a big blocker. Don't underestimate that. He didn't actually touch him, but he got in the way long enough to widen the angle and give Will Austin a little more space to find the end zone.
So the first play of the 4th quarter. Harrison Curry, number 16, the senior quarterback, hooks up with Will Austin.
And we have a football game, folks.
Trey Dorsey will go back to work, though, on offense. Last quarter, 5 of 5, 85 yards. He had a score in the third quarter, so now we're getting a little bit of back and forth. Whatever you can do, I can do better.
So Mac Miller will boot it away for Savannah Christian. Back deep is Anthony McNeil, number 25. There's a good look at Mac.
You know he wants to get his mitts on the ball too.
Yep. Just like Nardo Govan of Savannah Christian, but he's not going to get an opportunity to touch it back, but it could be fine for he and his squad as they will mark it off. And the Panthers will have a great starting field position. Jim Dickerson trying to fire up his troops on the Clinch County sideline.
Legal procedure on the kicking team. Ball is kicked out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
So 1st and 10 Panthers at the 35-yard line. And there's a look at Dorsey's numbers on the day. 6 of 13, 113 yards and 27 yards on 14 carries. 5 completions in this second half after 1 in the opening quarter. It's time to drink some water, Mr. Chumley. We are down to the nitty-gritty. 11:43 to go in the state championship game, and the Georgia Dome is electric as the Panthers and Raiders fight for the state championship crown. McNeil comes to Dorsey's left. Will get the handoff. Tries to spin away. Sweeps it over to Dorsey. Very athletic move. On a 3-yard loss, it was still pretty impressive to see.
Handoff to McNeil. McNeil then pitches it back to the quarterback. I think that was a little ad-lib right there. You see, there's the handoff. He's getting tackled, so he options it back to the quarterback. But coming right up to make a nice play was Russell Wilson. He was not going to give up on that play, trailing.
That was a great look from the folks at the GPB, bringing you all these state championship games. Again, this is the first of 3 live on a wonderful Saturday afternoon for football. 2nd and 13. Dorsey pump fakes, keeps it on the ground, fighting hard, cuts across the 40 to the 41, has a first down and more. Trey Dorsey keeping his legs moving, and the 5'8", 185-pound senior picks up the Panthers' first down.
Now I counted 5 legitimate tackles that he broke right there. We can even maybe say it was a 6th, but Trey Dorsey, the senior, would not be denied. He fakes it, is going to take off right there. 1, 2, here's number 3, here's 4. And then I think let's say he broke 5 before he was finally brought down.
Good call, Fletcher. 1st and 10, Clinch County. 10:45 to go in a 17-14 ball game. McNeil to Dorsey's right. Dorsey once again across midfield to the 49. A 5-yard gain on first down. Eric Wickham trips him up at the ankles.
Dorsey's got over 2,600 yards on the season, 1,400 yards on the ground, 1,200 through the air, and right now he trusts his legs. He has the ability to pass it off to Fred Tiller, who caught the touchdown earlier, to Wyndham, but he's trusting his legs, he's trusting himself, and really trying to pick up yardage.
Dorsey brings McNeil to his right. McNeil, midfield, across the 45 to the 44. He needed to get to the 43 for a first, and I think he has it. Tanner Birch and Eric Davis stuff him up in the midsection of this field, but he'll be real close to a first down. Officials blowing it dead. Will they get official mark? I think we will.
Looked like McNeil actually tried to take the shotgun snap.
Savannah.
So it's not an official's timeout, folks. It is a timeout for Savannah Christian. Their second of this second half. And a big play here on 3rd and inches. They're 10 seconds under the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Yesterday, what a way to start things off here on GPB in the GHSA State Championship games. How about Buford? For the 4th consecutive year, they get it done, and they win it in overtime, 31-24 over Calhoun. A thriller yesterday between the Wolves and Yellow Jackets. Congratulations to them, and give it up to Chattahoochee, the Cougars, with a 24-0 shutout over Stars Mill in the Class 4A State Championship game. You and I were talking before this game, Fletcher. You said the Cougars were the real deal, and they got it done yesterday. Then later today, one of the best matchups we will see. The two teams combined 28-0 on the season. The Fighting Patriots of Sandy Creek against the Trojans of Carrollton. Again, 14-0 versus 14-0. And that leads up to the 5A state championship game. Colquitt, the Packers, kind of the surprise. The Darlings at 9-5 against the Brookwood Broncos, who represent on both sides of the football. What a way to close things out on this 5-feast football frenzy of a weekend right here on GPB. 3rd and inches for the Panthers, and I think they will be short.
Look at the man in the backfield immediately. Charles Morton, the senior defensive lineman, breaks free, gets into the backfield, and gets a hold of Dorsey until other Raiders can come and help him out. They're stopped short.
Decision time for Jim Dickerson. Here's a good look at the coach there, Fletch, 7th-year head coach.
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say decision time when you did.
And Coach Dickerson is going to keep his troops on the field. 4th down. They're 0 for 1 in this game on 4th downs. Dorsey by his lonesome, standing at the 49-yard line. They move McNeil in motion. And Coach Dickerson maybe trying to get him offside, and he's going to blow it dead for a timeout.
Timeout, Clinch County.
Tried to see if they jump. Savannah Christian, well coached, didn't take the bait. And now it's going to be a matter of, will they kick it away or will they go for it again? Jim Dickerson, he knows what's going on, but don't discount Savannah Christian. They were here last year. They have experience in this big game.
They did a good job punting today. Tiller, their punter, 6 punts for an average of 40 yards. So he's doing a great job should they decide to boot it away. Be sure to stay tuned to GPB between games for live on the Georgia Dome field for action and commentary on the games, as well as a chance to make a pledge to Georgia Public Broadcasting. You also have a chance, folks, to pick up some tickets. How about a chance to see the 10-2 Falcons or the Hawks, even the Thrashers? Again, GPB Sports Central live from the Georgia Dome right between this game and the game following us here live on this Super Saturday of GHSA football. And they do have their punting unit in the game. No one set to return, Fletcher.
I was going to say nobody back deep, so they're going to either go after this or just believe it's a fake.
They do fake it. Dorsey denied. He'll be short. And the Raiders will take over on a turnover of possessions. They were not fooled. You mentioned the empty backfield, so to speak, that no one was back to receive a punt. Nardo Govan usually in charge of that. He was brought up close to the line. They were expecting it. They smelled it out. And in the end, Coach Chumley crew stuffed it out, and Dickerson relying on his defense now to keep this a 17-14 Panther advantage.
9 minutes left in the 4th quarter, Zach, and that's plenty of time for this offense to run itself all the way down, potentially for a game-time field goal.
There's Harrison Curry, the senior quarterback, number 16, on under center. Hands it off to Moore. Andrew Moore works to the left side of the line, maybe back to line of scrimmage. Dalton Bennett, number 3, with the stop for the Panther D.
They don't have to worry about trying to pass anything. They've got plenty of time. They've got 1 timeout in the bank. All they have to do is get into field goal range to force a tie. Would be our second game, overtime game of the weekend, or to drive right down and get a game-winning score or a go-ahead score.
There is Curry, number 16. Good look at clinch defenders. Trevor Posley right there, number 42 for the Panther defensive line. Officially going to give him a yard, so it brings up 2nd and 9. Curry has time over the middle, looking for Nardo Govan, but it falls off his fingertips.
Just out of the reach of Nardo Govan, had to kind of twist at a weird angle. Otherwise, he was right in between 2 Panther defenders. Would have been a huge pickup and a 1st down conversion.
Good defense right there by the Panthers, as I think Curry wanted to get to him right away, but he was forced to pump fake it, bring it back down, and then just threw a little bit high for the outstretched arms of the 6'4", 220-pound junior in Nardo Govan, number 1 you saw right there in the middle of your screen. Brings up 3rd down and 9, 8 minutes rather, 19 seconds to go in this single A state championship game. Looking for Will Austin, but it's going to be intercepted. Fred Tiller has it for Savannah, Clinch County across midfield. Finally brought down by Curry, the quarterback. And the first interception of the game and the 3rd turnover in the 2nd half for the Raiders.
5th interception of the season for Fred Tiller. He almost came up with one earlier in the game, but they're trying that same play, it looks like, that they were able to score the touchdown on with Will Austin, but that time Tiller sniffed it out. You see him, he makes a good move up the sidelines here to get into Raider territory and set his offense up with a chance now to put a little breathing room between themselves and Savannah Christian.
Curry's 3rd interception of the game. Sets up Clinch County at the 47-yard line, where Trey Dorsey and the offense goes to work, and that's a telling story of this game, especially in a 3-point game. 3 turnovers to none. Curry, look about throwing. Has time, has a receiver downfield, has Tiller open. Does he have it? Dives forward. Do they give it to him? Yes, they do.
Another big catch by Fred Tiller, this time inside the 10-yard line down to the 5. Tiller was the one on the receiving end of the touchdown a little bit earlier. And right there you see he goes up, makes sure he catches it, and secures it. 2 big plays from Tiller right in a row at the interception, as well as the big catch setting up 1st and goal from the 5.
It's a 42-yard reception, a great look from our end zone crew, diving and bringing it in. Fred Tiller, number 1 on his team in receptions, number 1 on his team in yards, number 1 on his team in receiving touchdowns. A 6'1", 175-pound junior. Fred Tiller, 42-yard reception. They have it 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. And off McNeil. Keep it on the ground. Cooper Lemons with number 86 with the stop for the Raiders. And they're okay right now, Fletcher. Just holding to a field goal. It's still a 1-possession game. However, if you're the Panthers of Clinch County, a touchdown puts you back up 2 possessions and extends the lead to 10.
And they gave it to the man who certainly found the end zone last week, McNeil, who seems to have a nose for the end zone on the season. He has 26 touchdowns, so he's got that vision to follow his blockers.
2nd and 5. Dorsey fighting his way to the end zone. Touchdown. Trey Dorsey puts the Panthers closer to a state championship title as he takes it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers extend their lead to 23-14.
Trey Dorsey right there, he's done it all season long, through the air or on the ground with his legs. The senior quarterback puts another score on the board for Clinch County. And right now, number 1 feeling pretty good as they line up for this extra point.
The big play was Dorsey to Tiller, 42-yard reception set inside the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, they get into the end zone. The extra point is good. And with 6 minutes and 49 seconds to go in this single A Class 1A championship game, Clinch County can smell a championship.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
Welcome back, folks, to the GPB Sports Class A State Championship game. Clinch County extending their lead to 24-14. And Fletcher, here's a good look at the 5-yard touchdown. Low level angle. Dorsey calling his own number.
And you see right there, number 6, Richardson has a great block just to open up enough of a hole for Trey Dorsey to sneak right through. That was bringing number 6, Trey Richardson, in from defense to serve strictly as a blocking back. We saw it a couple of drives ago. They do it again right there. It's enough to spring Dorsey for the score.
Nardo Govan, number 1, back deep for the Raiders, trying to get him involved and back in this game. You see the brief scoring drive, 3 plays, 47 yards. It was a 5-yard touchdown by Dorsey. He put him in the end zone, but a 42-yard pass and catch from Dorsey to Tiller that set him in great position to get involved. Here is Nardo Govan with space across the 15-yard line, cuts it to the outside. Flag thrown, brought down to the 19-yard line. Grayson Williams.
Nardo Govan made a nice move to cut up the field, started going sideways following his blocks, but it looks like Savannah Christian, if the penalty is against them, will be deep in their own territory. Still plenty of time, though, Zach, to run their offense. They've got a timeout. They can still do what their bread and butter that brought them all the way here. They'll just need to be a little quicker about it.
Block in the back. On the receiving team. Half the distance to go. First down.
Savannah Christian's 3rd penalty of the game pushes him back to the 10-yard line. There's a good look at Harrison Curry, number 16, Andrew Moore, number 6, Josh Garland, the left guard, and of course Trevor Posley, number 42. Looking at the clock, seeing that he is 6 minutes and 41 seconds away from a state championship. In motion is Govan. They swing it out near side, hit immediately. Will Austin.
That was McNeil.
Yep, Will Austin takes a hit, tries to keep on ticking, but McNeil, as you mentioned, Fletch, put him down and put him down in a hurry.
McNeil offensively hasn't had the game I think we were expecting, but defensively he's had several big hits, none bigger than that one right there as they put it inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. Watch that. He just takes it, shoves him down.
2nd and 17. They need to get to the 20 for a first down. Curry drops back to pass, looks right, throws right, looking for Taylor Ivy, falls incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd and long.
Nice defensive play by Kelshaw. Makes a nice move in there, knocks the ball away, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. You're absolutely right. This is one of those cases where we saw it a second ago. They try to go deep maybe, and one time it really worked, and the other time, unfortunately for them, led to an interception.
Under 6 minutes ago in this 4th and final quarter. 3rd and 17 for the Raiders. There's a good look at Harrison Curry, number 16, the senior quarterback. In motion is Will Austin. Curry rolls right, steps up in the pocket, tackled down from behind. G. White, Kenneth G. White holds his ground and brings down Curry.
Looked like they were definitely trying to find Austin out of the backfield. You see number 20 rolling right there. Unfortunately, though, for the Savannah Christian Raiders, the defense just collapsed. G. White was right there.
Damian Magby standing at the Savannah Christian 35-yard line, back deep to receive the punt. There's a good look at Zach Thomas, the linebacker for the Panthers. Mac Miller standing at the back of the end zone for the Raiders, trying to boot it away as they face 4th and 17. The right-footed punter, good spiral kick, bounces at the 39-yard line, takes a Savannah Christian roll across midfield to let it roll and blow it dead at the 47. As the Panthers will take over on offense, but they control it as they lead it by 10. 4:58 to go in this 4th quarter. Now Donald Chumley trying to get this team defensively to hold strong. In his 6th season on the sidelines for Savannah Christian. There's a good look at him. He's 62-13. Tasted this championship game a year ago, losing to Wilcox County in the finals. And he had an emotional crew afterwards, and everyone was reminding each other that we'll be back. They are back, but they're down 10 with under 5 to go. The Panthers will work the clock.
And Zach, if anybody has the opportunity in the defense to get the ball back, it's got to be this Raiders squad. All season long, they've been very stout, only giving up 7.5 points a game. They've given up more than that today, but this team is known for stopping the opposition. If they could stop them, get their offense the ball back, who knows what could happen.
Jim Dickerson, 4 minutes and 30 seconds away from a state championship. This Clinch County squad has been to semifinals 8 times since 2001. Last state title, a co-title back in 2004. Dorsey avoiding the rush, steps up in the pocket, but can't get too far away as he's wrapped up at the 42-yard line.
A host of black shirts again, and that's the point we were just hitting. If any team, if any defense can get the offense off the field quickly, you've got to like the Raiders' chances. Right there, they collapse on Dorsey. I know they're trying to run a little bit of clock, but the Raider defense, if they can make a stand right here, they can get the ball back and turn it back over to Harrison Curry, who's had several big plays in the day.
Big plays and a big-time opportunity to step up and donate $5 to GPB right now. All you got to do is text GPB to 85944 to give your donation of $5. Again, text and data message rate supply. 3rd and 13 for Clinch County, under 3.5 minutes to go. McNeil dancing, prancing, brought down at the 42-yard line. So you mentioned it, Fletcher, that the Raiders have an opportunity to hold on defense, get the ball back. They have done that as they force 4th and long. Force a punting situation, but the clock continues to wind, coming up on 3 minutes to go in this 1A state title game.
That's Big Brown down there. D'Angelo Brown, number 77, makes a nice play to snuff out the attempt. You see D'Angelo Brown right there getting congratulations from the coach. And now Nardo Govan, if he can get his hands on that ball, watch out for the Raiders.
Govan backs up right around his own 25-yard line. Fred Tiller will boot it away. We get a flag thrown before they can get the punt off. So we'll check the call from the official.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Clinch County will take that all game long as they work the clock down to its maximum potential. Only one timeout for Savannah Christian. Clinch County does have a single timeout as well, but they are in control up 10 with under 3 to play. Tiller steps into it. A low end over end kick that will roll out of bounds just past the 45-yard line. So Savannah Christian has pretty good field position. Now, Coach Cumley has an opportunity to bring home a state championship for the first time for Savannah Christian. So what, Coach, do you enjoy about walking the sidelines?
I think just watching the guys, how they develop from freshmen to their senior, their senior years, because it's amazing how kids, grow, and mentally and physically, and to watch one mature. I'm the first one to tell you, you can never look at a kid as a freshman and know what he's going to end up being, but boy, it sure is fun to watch him mature and watch him develop into great young men.
He's done a great job tutoring and growing his men. Tonight, the 3 turnovers, though, Fletcher, have been the issue.
Offense.
As we get a holding penalty to back him up. So they had great field position. But another penalty pushes him back. Penalties and turnovers have been the story of the game for the Raiders. Their defense did a great job in that first half. A great job in that third quarter before Clinch County found a little rhythm offensively, especially in the passing game from Trey Dorsey.
Trey Dorsey made a couple of nice throws, and that's what gave them that big lead.
They're up 10, 2.5 minutes to go. Harrison Curry, number 16, looking to find a receiver and just forced to throw it out of bounds. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 26 as the clock stops with 2:29 to go in this 4th quarter.
Clock is stopped, so now Harrison Curry can come over to the sideline and get the call directly from the coach, not have to worry about the clock moving or getting the signals mixed up. And he's going to run back to the huddle. His team needs a spark right now, and we saw a spark a little bit earlier when he connected on an 89-yarder to Will Austin.
Will Austin responsible for both touchdowns, had the 89-yarder here in the second half and a 19-yarder to close out the first half. Curry, quick slant over the middle to Taylor Ivy, bounces off a tackler, pushes past the 40-yard line down to the 45. A nice gain on 2nd down and brings up 3rd and reasonable. So great connection from Curry to Ivy.
Huge play right there. You completely took away the and 16 and 26 portion of our program, and now you're in 3rd and, like you said, reasonable. 7 yards to go. You've got 2 downs to pick up what is a manageable sum.
Rashad Grant on the tackle for the Panthers. Here's Curry now in under center. Fakes the handoff, fakes the throw, throws over the middle to Govan. Bounces off his right fingertip and it falls incomplete. And plenty of cheers on the Panthers sideline as they now force a 4th down and 7.
The defense was coming right there, and Curry lucky to get it away, but Nardo Govan almost came up with the catch of the day right there, kind of putting one big paw up to see if he could snag it down.
We get an official's timeout as there is a Clinch County football player standing there, actually sitting on midfield. I think nothing serious. I think they're just going to stretch him out by cramping up this late in the game. Hopefully that's all we have to worry about. It's Trey Richardson, number 6. He was the leading tackler, playing in his final game as he's a senior. Again, he and Zach Thomas, the starting linebackers, both played in this Georgia Dome in the semifinals. 4-year starter is Trey Richardson. Last year, Fletcher was the leading scorer on the basketball team, so without question is a great athlete. Looks like they're just working on his calf muscle, just stretching him out, cramping up, getting him some liquids, and I'm pretty sure we'll see Trey Richardson back on the field very soon.
If the defense for Clinch County can hold here and get the ball back for their offense, maybe run a little more timeout, and they can hold on to this 10-point lead, Clinch County would join some very elite company. I believe only 2 other teams have won a state title in 4 straight decades. They won one in '89, one in '91, 2002, a co-championship in 2004, and now 2010 will be 4 straight decades. Very impressive.
Yeah, they would be the 3rd team to accomplish that, and this is just the first of a trio of games here on GPB coming up. The 2 teams equally impressive on both sides of the football. Undefeated 14-0 Sandy Creek, the Fighting Patriots taking on Carrollton, the Trojans, who also come in at 14-0. That game 4:30 right here on GPB. This is it for the Raiders of Savannah Christian. 4th and 7. Harrison Curry now from the gun. Rolls to his right, feels the pressure, and taken down by McNeil. He's been all over the field, and he comes up yet again big on the defensive side of the football. Turnover on downs. Clinch County a minute 42 away from their first state championship since 2004.
He made a huge play on the last drive, and here he comes right from the quarterback's blind side, puts him on the ground. Ball pops free, but it didn't matter at that point. That was a huge turnover on downs for the Clinch County Panther defense.
So the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. There's a good look at number 25, Anthony McNeil, a senior, 5'9". He power cleans over 300 pounds. Wants to run right through you. And the combination of McNeil and Dorsey had 316 yards and all 5 touchdowns a week ago in the semifinal win over Wilkinson. Tonight, McNeil with a touchdown, or Dorsey with a great pass. Put him up in position for a touchdown. We're going to timeout as an injured player on the field, but I think Clinch County will regroup as the Raiders of Savannah Christian burn their final timeout of the game.
You talked about the heroes of our game so far today. They certainly have been heroes. Trey Dorsey for Clinch County. He has 1 touchdown through the air, 1 touchdown on the ground as his team now has a minute 36 to play before a state title. On the defensive side, Anthony McNeil has come up with huge play after huge play, including that one right there on 4th and 7. On the other side, you've got Andrew Moore, who's played very well offensively, and then Birch, Tanner Birch, has just been playing lights out the first half. It seemed like we called his name every other stop for Savannah Christian. So our heroes of the game have truly stood out today in Class Single A.
You can purchase a piece of history, folks. DVDs of this game and all 5 championship games can be ordered at GHSA.TV. That's GHSA.TV to order your state championship game DVD. And why not? This game coming to you live in high definition and living up to the hype. Clinch County and Savannah Christian, their first of 3 here at the Georgia Dome. If you're just joining us, Damian Magby had a 42-yard punt return for a touchdown to put Clinch County on top 7-0. And later in the second quarter, Harrison Curry hit Will Austin over the middle for a 19-yard score to tie it up at 7. Dalton Bennett in the 3rd quarter with his first field goal of the year. Made it a 10-7 Clinch County lead. Trey Dorsey would find Friend Tiller for 21 yards following a fumble. And then Harrison Curry up top to Will Austin for an 89-yard touchdown. Savannah Christian felt they were back in it at 17-14, but then moments ago, Dorsey put them on top by 10, 24-14. And that's where we stand with a minute 36 to go in this 4th quarter.
Nice play, bottled up by the defense. It looks like coming in to make the play was 42 Eric Wickman. And makes just a nice tackle down there in the backfield, bringing up 3rd and long.
It's 3rd and 13 for the Panthers. But more importantly, 73 seconds to go. And they'll just work the clock, let it tick. And Savannah Christian is out of timeout, so they cannot stop the clock. Dorsey lets it run down to expired delay game.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Zach, I've been really impressed with Trey Dorsey. The single A classification obviously has the smallest talent pool to pull from due to school size, but Trey Dorsey has shown me that he certainly has the legs and the arm. I've been impressed with his arm as well today.
Under a minute to go. Dorsey wrapped up. Savannah Christian still bringing it on defense. That's their trademark all season long. There's a 39-37 and counting for Jim Dickerson and the Clinch County Panthers. All 447 students, I am sure, at the Georgia Dome this afternoon. As Coach Dickerson walks the sidelines. 22 seconds and counting away from a state championship to bring home to Clinch County. So we get a flag thrown as they work the clock down.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
As far as they can, and they'll boot it away on 4th and 30. Nardo Govan stands at his 20-yard line. And Coach Dickerson says, boot it away.
Dickerson, of course, on the sidelines back in 2004 when they won the state title, on the sidelines as well 2006 when they finished just short runner-up, and now he gets his 2nd title.
They will close out an undefeated season. Govan lets it bounce at the 27-yard line. Under 6 seconds to go officially. They'll blow it dead. And there'll be one final play for Clinch County. And there's the smiles from Coach Dickerson, who's been involved at the school for 22 years, his 7th season as the head coach. They were tested today. Savannah Christian gave them all they can handle. Again, they've had 2 games this year that were decided by 13 points or less. Now 3. Their first game of the year. Their quarterfinal matchup, and now tonight against Savannah Christian. Curry hands off. 3, 2, and that will do it. Congratulations to Jim Dickerson, the head coach of the Panthers, as Clinch County closes out an undefeated, perfect 15-0 season. They are your 2010 GHSA Class A state champions.
Their offense had been doing it all season long. Their defense came out to play today. 3 third-quarter turnovers right there, and that is the difference, setting up that offense. The defense of Clinch County bringing Jim Dickerson home the GHSA Class A state title.
24-14 is your final. Hugs all around for this Panther defense. This Panther offense didn't need to put more than 33 points on the board. This is their lowest total of the year, folks, just 24 points, but it was more than enough as their defense played outstanding. And their offense, their special teams unit, Magny with a 42-yard punt return for a touchdown to get the Panthers on the board, and plenty of smiles. And why now? When you can close out a season, when you are the #1 ranked team, week in and week out, you are getting your opponent's best punch, their best effort week in and week out. But to go through a season, Fletcher, 15-0, and crown it with a state championship, you deserve a hug.
And playing in has to be the toughest region in all of classification, single A. They went against Wilcox. They went up against Charlton. They went up against the best Eagles Landing Christian. Their road to this championship has certainly been impressive. We tip our caps to the Clinch County Panthers.
They knocked off Greenville 34-6 in the first round. Knocked off Miller County 35-14 in the second. Had a tough game against Eagles Landing Christian Academy 34-27 in the corners. Then the semifinals, an impressive 35-15 win over Wilkinson County. And then this afternoon, Clinch County 24-14 over Savannah Christian. They are your 2010 GHSA Class 1A state champions. Jim Dickerson and the crowd, congratulations, you guys deserve it. Now we bring in the 4th member of our broadcast team on the field of play today, Mr. Gil Tyree. Gil?
All right, Zach, thank you. An outstanding call for you and Fletcher. And I'll tell you what, Clinch County going crazy right now, 24-14. Victors over Savannah Christian. They will take home a single A championship here in the great state of Georgia. Still more to come. We're going to wrap up this football game here today, analysts and a whole lot more. And we have a special guest for you in a few, and plus the trophy ceremonies. That's still to come here on GPB.
on their outstanding performance. State Farm is proud to provide medals and trophies for all state championship events. On the podium for today's presentation are Executive Director Dr. Ralph Swearingen of the Georgia High School Association, Mark Harmon of Georgia Public Broadcasting, and State Farm agents Sam Sharp, Pat Parker, and Jay Kite. This year's runner-up for Class A at the 2010 State Football Championships. Let's give a great big round of applause for the Raiders from Savannah Christian. And now for the state championship presentation, we turn it over to Georgia Public Broadcasting's Mark Harmon.
Thank you very much. It's time now to present the state single A championship trophy. 4 straight decades, Clinch County has won a state title in the state of Georgia, and we turn it over to the executive director of the GHSA, Dr. Ralph Swearingen.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Excellent game, gentlemen. I'm going to ask Nelson Carpeta from State Farm Insurance to come forward to give you that hardware that you want so much. Gentlemen.
Coach, congratulations. On behalf of State Farm Insurance, I would like to present you with the state championship trophy.
Thank you very much.
Coach, congratulations on this championship. Your team has a hard-fought defensive struggle, and you got it done.
Well, I tell you, this year's football team's been all about character, and this year's no exception. They never give in, never give up. Just so proud of our football team, most especially our senior class. Well, let me say this, our entire Panther Nation. Congratulations, Panther Nation.
You guys ran the table, 15-0, ranked #1 all season long. You got to the Georgia Dome and you took care of business.
Well, they did. I tell you, we knew our defense just kept us in the game, and we knew sooner or later our offense would make plays. Bottom line, it comes back to just the character. This has been a storied year. I hate to see it end, but one good thing about it, it ends right now, and it ends as champions.
I got to think it's going to be a hot town in Homerville tonight.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a hot time right now in Hotlanta, Georgia.
Let's talk to Trey Dorsey, the quarterback, real quick. Trey, just your thoughts as you win this championship.
Man, all year we worked so hard for this trophy right here. Just, we deserve it. Our coaches coach so hard, our players, good players. This is my last time ever getting on a high school field, and I just want to hear them Panther fans get up one more time.
Raise that trophy up. Raise that trophy up. Anthony, just your thoughts. You played a great game out there.
Yeah, we came out and did everything we had to do. So we've been working hard on film work and stuff. So we just came out and got the job done.
It's a great way for all the seniors to go out.
Yeah. It's just a shame that I won't be able to play with none of them boys no more. I'm going to miss y'all, boy.
Coach Dickerson, you graduated from Clinch County. You're a hometown guy. This has got to be special.
Oh, it is, no question. There's something about Clinch County. I couldn't wait to get out of college and go right back to where I played, where my roots are. Just a wonderful experience. These are our kids. They're all home raised. We love them. It's great right now to be a Clinch County Panther. What a great time.
All right, state single A champions, 15-0. Congratulations to the Panthers of Clinch County. Now coming up next, another great game, a triple A game. Sandy Creek taking on Carrollton, and GPB's John Nelson has a preview of that game.
Coach, congratulations.
All right, we welcome you back here to the Georgia Dome, and what a tremendous ceremony you just witnessed. The single A title goes to Clinch County, 24-14, victors over Savannah Christian. And of course, Jim Dickerson and company have a wonderful, wonderful celebration ahead of them, because they're not through, and we're not through here on GPB. As Mark Harmon said, we're going to set the stage for a 3A title game coming up between Sandy Creek and Carrollton, and John Nelson has a preview of that football game you'll see here on GPB.
You got 48 minutes left in the season, or you got 96 minutes. That's it.
Sandy Creek wanting to put a stop to Chad Campbell and Peach County's 28-game win streak. Third play from scrimmage, Ronnie Bell winding up, firing, and finding Alex Chisholm. 76 yards for the score less than a minute in. It is 7-0 Sandy Creek. Bell and Chisholm would hook up again on the out route. Chisholm crossing the plane. He would catch 8 for 216 yards on the evening. Bell would complete 11 of 17 passing for 250 yards. All three of his scores to Chisholm. Sandy Creek would have a lead heading into the fourth quarter. Peach County's Brett Montgomery had a rough fourth quarter as the Trojans tried the comeback. The pick here by Mike Hilton in the end zone kills this one rally. Sandy Creek advancing 35-17, and the Pats win streak is now at 28. Chip Walker is pleased to be back at the Dome for another chance at another state title.
Anytime you get to play in the state championship, you know, it's been the goal of ours all year is to get back here. It's a little different because you kind of know a little bit more what to expect. You know, being here and doing it before, but it's always exciting. Anytime you can get this far in the season, it's a great opportunity.
The opponent, Burke County or Carrollton. Bears head coach Eric Parker sizing up how close he is to being a perennial power.
Just looking at the Peach Counties and the K-Rose and Carrollton, these are all names that's there every year. And certainly everybody's thinking that the road to a championship will go through one of those, but you know, we'll take our 48 minutes with anybody, and I think that's the way most teams left now are going to think.
The Trojans would have a fight on their hands early. First quarter, Trojans up 7-0. Corey Mayton throws over the middle to Montrese Kitchens for the 44-yard pickup. That takes the ball down to the Carrollton 2-yard line. Finishing it off, Mayton hands off to Devin Beverly. Going around the left side for the TD. PAT is good. That ties the game up at 7 apiece. Carrollton wouldn't stop there. A.J. Barge handing off to Broderick Snoddy. Carrollton wins at 49-15. Head coach Ray Van Tig looking forward to seeing his kids play for a title themselves.
Being somewhere for 9 years and seeing these young men grow up from a very small age. When I was there, watched them through the rec program, watched them through junior high, coached them on the feeder level, the 9th grade, the 8th grade, the JV, and to now see them as young adults and playing at the level they do, it's very rewarding.
And of course, you've heard Ray Van Tig use the words rewarding. It is a rewarding experience. We welcome you to the GPB Sports Central tailgate party. Still to come, we will break down that 1A state title game that was won by Clinch County here on GPB by the count of 24-14. John Nelson standing by with a few of his many friends here at the Georgia Dome. But before that, it's all about helping GPB, helping young people. And with me is the outstanding general manager for the Atlanta Hawks, Rick Sun. What did you think about the experience down here?
I'll tell you what, a lot of excitement from on the field and up in the stands.
And of course, the Atlanta Hawks are partnering with GPB, and we have for some Christmas shopping out there to help young people pairs of tickets to Atlanta Hawk basketball games, one of which against the New York Knicks and, of course, the LA Clippers. And you can log on right now or go to the phone lines, Rick Sun, and help us raise some money for this great organization, GPB.
Well, it goes for a great cause, and you know, the Hawks have been a partner with you for a while, and as you said, you get some tickets to some games, and the Hawks this year have been playing very, very well. We're fun to watch. We score a lot of threes. We have the highlight factories with the dunk, and we've got some young players that are starting to come on their own.
And I want to say this right now. You have definitely changed the culture. You replaced Billy Knight, but you have come in here and really got this team headed in the right direction, and congratulations to you. Again, we're going to put up on the screen right now the number that you can call to get Hawks tickets. And, of course, those basketball games that Rick's son alluded to are against the Clippers and, of course, the New York Knicks at 1-800-222-4788. But, you know, you look at the football talent in this great state of Georgia, but there's also a lot of basketball talent. You look at the New York Knicks who are coming here. Tony Douglas, who grew up in Jonesboro, and, of course, Amari Stoudemire. Many people do not know this, grew up in the city of Atlanta before he went down to Central Florida and really created his career. But we have a lot to be happy about here in Georgia relative to basketball. Dominique Wilkins, who's a great member of your Atlanta Hawk organization.
And his nephew, who we signed a couple of, well, not a couple of weeks, about a week and a half ago when Joe went down. Damian, who's done a nice job filling in. So there's a tremendous amount of tradition here in basketball, as obviously we see in football. So there's no question. High school in particular, it gets started there and goes on. We can talk all you want on and on and on about the importance of it, but the discipline, the success you get, the disappointments you get, the loyalty, the camaraderie, the fraternity, all of those things are not only helpful as you go on into life, but certainly it's something you look back on as real memorable moments.
And you're exactly right. And this is why we support high school athletics. It's right here at GPB, and we're partnering again. We want to put that number on the screen again and show you your opportunity to do some Christmas shopping and get those pairs of tickets, $150, but it all goes to GPB to help us bring these outstanding sporting events, because you're helping young men and young women. 1-800-222-4788. And again, we say thank you to Rick's son and the Atlanta Hawks for partnering.
It goes for such a great cause. You get a dual victory there. You're helping the GPB, and you're also getting a chance to see the Hawks play in professional basketball. So it's a great cause.
No question about that. I echo those sentiments. Now we go to the great members of our team, the other members of our team, Nikki Noto and John Nelson. It's all yours.
Thanks, Gil. I have a great panel here with me, and we're ready to watch the highlights. And again, congratulations to Clinch County for your championship. So, guys, are we ready for the highlights?
We're ready.
All right, let's see how it went. Now I'm going to ask Coach over here to my right. Former Coach Dave Hunter, what is it about Clinch County that made them clinch the championship today?
Nice pun, Nikki. Well, they got great quickness and great speed. They spread the game out a little bit better than Savannah Christian did. And then Savannah Christian had those two big turnovers in the second half that Clinch turned into points. The difference in the game was 10. They scored 10 on the turnovers.
Right, and Bob, what is your 2 cents?
Turnovers and big plays. Clinch has been averaging over 40 points a game. They have never been held to under 33 tonight, so you actually have to say Savannah Christian played well, but Coach talked about the 2 turnovers. Then there was the punt return we just saw, and then you had 2 big catches by Tiller. That was the game right there. Otherwise, Savannah Christian did a pretty good job on defense. Clinch just too much on the offense, though, and played very good defense as well.
Absolutely minimizing those mistakes. Tommy?
Most people, when they read the paper tomorrow or they hear the final score, 24-14, won't think it was a defensive football game, but it was indeed on both sides of the ball a defensive football game. You took away the 2 turnovers in the third and fourth quarter, and you've got a different football game totally.
One other thing to say, Clinch County was #1 all year, playing in arguably the toughest region, and 2A is the toughest region in the state. Wilcox, Charlton, and they were all tough all year, and for them to win it, it was a wire-to-wire for them in the toughest region in the state.
No question either, Nikki, that Trey Dorsey was the best player on the field today.
Unbelievable. We have seen some great football here, and you guys stay tuned because we have some great stuff coming up. And I want to let you guys know that earlier, before we go to break, that the Falcons, they honored over 400 of the high school coaches today. It was just across the street. Everything happened this morning. And this guy right here, this is Coach Buck Godfrey of Southwest DeKalb. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award. And so, yeah, congrats to him, and stay tuned for some more football.
Fire in the hole! Massive dinosaur bones found
in the frozen Arctic. Arctic dinosaurs on Nova.
What's the word I'm looking for here? Help me. 2 letters. No, not how we do this. All right, watch.
Let's see what you got. You're all talking, man. Come
Watch
on,
this.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Nice. Nice. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Not next time.
Yeah, who's laughing now?
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
He was at war with his country and himself.
He told one of his colleagues the great mistake of his life was having taken a military education.
Robert E. Lee on American Experience.
When the music's over.
Meet the legendary band that broke all the rules in a film about the Doors. Only on American Masters.
We're down to the last one. Foot all. What is it? What's the letter?
Q.
Q.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome. We're in between games 1 and 2 here. A phenomenal triple header here at the Georgia Dome. You saw the single A title game won by Clinch County over Savannah Christian by the count of 24-14. Still to come, Sandy Creek and Carrollton for the 3A title here in the great state of Georgia. Just a reminder, it is you who is part of our great program. You're part of this, and we have special tickets going on right now for a donation and, more importantly, to help us to publicize and televise games here at GPB. 1-800-222-4788. You saw the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks, Rick Sun, talk about the importance of high school athletics. And again, you are a partner with GPB. This would make a great Christmas gift. And of course, those 2 games are the New York Knicks and the LA Clippers against your Atlanta Hawks. And log on right now at gpb.org or call the number that was on your screen to participate and help us be a partner here to help these young men and young ladies here in the great state of Georgia. We are the only station in the meantime to have state high school championship games. There's an easy way for you to participate by texting. You can text us at 85944 and donate $5. Reply yes to confirm your donation. A one-time charge of $5 will be added to your phone bill. Standard data and text message rates apply, so you can text us here at GPB. Now, we here at GPB are excited about a documentary that's going to air in the spring. It's about the life of one Margaret Mitchell, and of course, you know, it's something that we talk about here a lot in history around the great state of Georgia. Here's a look at that special documentary and what's going on behind the scenes to make it happen.
I've always wanted to do the documentary about Margaret Mitchell. I had no idea how fascinating she was. She wrote Gone with the Wind, and it came out of Atlanta. And it was written by a woman who's one of us. Other people have done documentaries about Margaret Mitchell, but has anybody done something where you had reenactments? Because the most juicy points in her life that you won't see anywhere else.
Basically, we create motion paintings that we can use in documentaries.
When you do a story about Georgia history, we're doing something that just isn't for today's news. It's going to last.
I mean, it's like just more body language, you know. I mean, maybe you look at each other or, you know.
We call them legacy shows. If you tell the story of Margaret Mitchell right, this story will be true 10 years from now. It's a contribution to the cultural archive of the state, and nobody else does that. Public broadcasting is it.
All right, those who put this together, Katie Leslie, and of course you've done an outstanding job with all of this. I want you to tell me this. When you look at the life and the legacy of Margaret Mitchell, what makes this documentary set apart from most that have been done on her?
You know, really, this is Pam Roberts' project and completely her baby, and I'm just really happy to have had some kind of small part in it.
She plays Margaret Mitchell. She's being very modest. One thing I'd like to say is that Margaret Mitchell has an extraordinary story, and next year is the 75th anniversary of Gone with the Wind's publication. So GPB decided it wanted to do a wonderful documentary about her life, something that had never been done before. That's what's happening right now. We're in the editing process, Gil. And Katie, by the way, is a reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. One of the fascinating things is that Margaret Mitchell was a reporter also. And when we met each other, I just knew she looked like Margaret Mitchell. Well, she's also doing the same thing Margaret Mitchell used to do.
You know, to watch you guys to really put in the work and just going around, and there's so much video that has been shot and so much research, it's gratifying for you, I'm sure, the finished product when it comes out. What do you want, not only, you know, Georgians here, but also people worldwide to take from all of this?
All right. Well, basically what we want is for people to understand that this story is a universal story. It is a Southern-based story, but it broadens out to include really all of the country and, frankly, people around the world, because the story is about survival. It's about the impact of the Civil War and about war in general on people's lives. Mitchell herself was a real strong person, and she was a forefront runner as a feminist. And we are really proud that we are able to do a project that shows her in a way that nobody's ever seen before.
A more complete project.
When does the complete project air, and when can we look forward to seeing it here on GPB? I know I said this spring, but I think it's also, this is set to begin in the summer of 2011, correct?
It's going to be exactly on the day that Gone with the Wind was published, on June 30th, 2011. And actually what's going on is there's a 75th anniversary of the book edition. There are a lot of people that are celebrating this from all, you won't believe how many people will be coming into Atlanta and Georgia from around the world. It's a huge story.
Pam and Katie, I want to ask you this. The time and the effort that is put into all of this, take us through that. And how do you feel ultimately where you have enough footage to make this the documentary that you want it to be?
Well, to be clear, I'm essentially an actress in the project. And I was approached in the spring by Pam, but Pam has been doing legwork for a very long time. And my contribution, was somewhat minimal because I am one person who is portraying Margaret Mitchell, but Pam has been working on this for months, and I think this is probably one of your more important projects.
But you saw how long it took to do one scene. We're doing reenactments in this project, and this is a new thing kind of for GPB. And to do one reenactment can take a lot of, preparation.
I've worked on crutches for hours.
Wow.
Hours.
Wow. Pam and Katie, we look forward to seeing your wonderful work here in GPB in June of 2011, and thank you for joining us. What do you think about this whole experience in the Dome? It's great.
It's great, and by the way, Margaret Mitchell would have loved it. She was a great athlete, and she loved sports.
She might have run across the field.
All right, thank you, ladies. Now, for more news, let's go to Ricky. Ricky, it is all yours.
Thank you, Gil, and good evening, GPB sports fans. In state news today, Governor-elect Nathan Deal says tax cuts could be part of his agenda when he takes office next month. They would be for businesses. The Republican says it would take about $240 million out of the state budget, but he says more money would come in long term from new businesses that the cuts would attract. Opponents, though, say less revenue does mean fewer state workers, teachers, healthcare workers, and state patrol officers could lose their jobs. Georgia's film industry expects to keep its tax incentives. Big film projects here get up to about a 30% tax break, and it's been so successful in attracting business that industry officials say they are confident lawmakers will not repeal those tax benefits. And in sports news, former Braves pitching coach Leo Mazzoni will be signing copies of his book, Tales from the Braves Mound, for charity. Mazzoni will be at PetSmart on Crossville Road in Roswell tomorrow from 11 to 1. The Companion Animal Connection will benefit from the proceeds, and there will also be animals up for adoption there at that book signing. In tonight's weather forecast, rain will turn to snow after midnight. Yes, I said snow. Lows just under freezing in the north, mid-40s in the south. Tomorrow there could be some sun, but the forecast also calls for rain and snow, most likely in the north. Highs tomorrow from 32 degrees in the north. Yes, that's freezing, up to about 58 degrees along the coast. There's always more news at gpb.org. I'm Ricky Bevington.
That was Ricky Bevington with news, weather, and sports. Now, here's Ricky in a completely different scenario, a completely different setting.
All right, action.
A Georgia Traveler shoot usually starts very early in the morning.
The most challenging shoot so far has been the Roswell Mills shoot, and this is because the temperature was in the high 90s, but the heat index was well into the hundreds. Our tour guide was in a wool Civil War federal officer uniform with the boots and the full uniform and a hat. So technically, he was the worst off of all.
Hi there, we're really working.
Had the best attitude. He's passionate about this. So he actually made us feel better about the heat and helped me do my makeup from time to time throughout the day. Georgia Traveler is an important show for Georgians because people who live here love our state. Why not celebrate it by traveling and telling its stories, meeting the people, seeing the landscape, and learning about the history.
This is my Zen master. I'm very patient.
Ricky, it looks like you have such a great job traveling all over the great state of Georgia and doing all kinds of interesting stories. What's your specialty out there?
Well, as we just saw in that promo clip, the behind the scenes of Georgia Traveler, my specialty is Civil War and history stories and locations in Georgia. Next year is the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. Georgia seceded from the Union 150 years ago in January. There are more than 100 important sites in Georgia that have to do with the Civil War, and I'm hoping to feature as many of those as possible on Georgia Traveler.
Do you have a favorite story so far that you've done?
My favorite story so far has been the National Civil War Naval Museum in Columbus, Port Columbus. I just shot that. It will be appearing in a couple of months once I can put the story together. And it tells this story of the naval story of the Civil War, which is often overlooked. Often we think of a big cannon or Lee on a horse, but there's a whole naval aspect to the Civil War, and this museum tells that story.
Now, why is it so important to do these historical pieces?
It's important because I think history is so valuable to understanding the present. Georgia's today, the geography, the industry, the people are incredibly influenced by not only our whole history, but really about the Civil War. Those were crucial 4 years in America's history and in Georgia's history. And I think it's very important to never forget what's happened in our past.
Going back to that story that we showed you about Roswell, you said it was HOT that day, yes. Very hot.
I swear. The mercury may have read 97 degrees, but I'm telling you, the heat index was well into 110, 120. And as you saw, my tour guide was in a full woolen federal officer's outfit. He was incredible. I mean, real sport. And it just goes to show the passion of the people in this state that they have, the commitment, volunteer tour guides, volunteer historians who are still telling these stories and spending a whole day in 100-degree weather in outfit to tell stories about the Civil War.
You know, people think I have a fun job. You have a very fun job.
It's great. It's real fun.
Thanks for coming on with us here at the state finals. Well, you're watching the best high school football action here on GPB, and it's support that makes it possible to bring you, the viewer, all these games. Watch this message to see how you can help us continue to bring us this exciting championship action.
Hello. I'm Dr. Ralph Swearingen, Executive Director of the Georgia High School Association, and I want to welcome you to the 2010 State High School Football Championships. We strongly believe that high school athletics are an important part of the life learning process that our young people go through.
I want to thank all of you today for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting. You know, producing this kind of programming on high school sports is not cheap and it's not easy. But it's possible because of the wonderful donations all of you make to Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Now it's your turn to score big with a small donation to GPB. Text GPB to 85944 to donate $5. Remember to reply yes to confirm your donation. Standard data and text messaging rates apply. A one-time charge of $5 will be added to your phone bill. Support these great games and great kids. Thank you.
All right, guys, with me right now I have head coach Chip Walker from Sandy Creek. He's getting ready for a big game. Coach, we were just watching Coach Smith, and you've already seen him once this morning. The Falcons honored over 400 high school coaches. You were one that got a big award. You were Coach of the Year for the Class 3A. What did that feel like for you?
Well, it was good. You know, the Falcons do a great job of supporting high school football in the state, and Coach Smith specifically. I mean, I think since he's been the head coach, has really done a good job of being involved as much as he could with high school football, and you know, that's just big for us as high school coaches to have the support of the professional coach in our state.
Right, and you know the Falcons earlier this year, they had that Friday night lights that they always do every year. For you, what was your favorite part of Friday night lights growing up?
Just being involved in football. My dad is a high school head coach, and so Friday nights have been something that I've done my whole life. And so I think there's nothing better than being on a football field on Friday night in Georgia. It's pretty special.
Or a Saturday here at the Dome. This is a pretty big game. But your kids have been here before. So are they still as wide-eyed coming out to the Dome today?
I don't think so. I think that obviously them being here last year has helped us a little bit in the preparations for what we're doing. Maybe they're not as wide-eyed and as in awe of everything that we're doing, but they've been good.
Now, what is the one thing that you appreciate most this year? I mean, you've been here last year, but this year, what is it about this year that Coach Walker, at the end of the day, he smiles about?
It's a special group of seniors. That's what I just told them in the locker room a little while ago, is it's a group of seniors that they're no star players. They all do their part. It's just that they work so hard. We lost a lot of talent off last year's state championship team, and I don't think a lot of people thought that we would be back, but they believed the whole time.
Thanks so much, Coach, for joining us. I know you have to get back over to the field, but I guess I'm going to throw it over to Gil. Gil?
All right, Nikki and Chip, we say thank you. And, of course, Chip getting ready for that big 3A title game against Carrollton. Sandy Creek will take on. That's coming up at the bottom of the hour. In the meantime, Walter Reeves is GPB's resident garden guy. His show, Southern Garden, tells you all you need to know about the subject. And today, he's checking out a very special yard. It's a big, big, big yard.
I'm Walter Reeves, the Georgia gardener, and I know all about Georgia lawns, but I have never worked on a lawn like this. So Don, what kind of grass are we standing